I'm not even lying, gentlemen. I have made a transfer in the last hour or so. I did. But it was one I've been thinking about, and I'll explain everything why. I'll be comparing my squad that I had in my last video, and I'll be showing you my current team right now. Hello guys, welcome back to another season, and this has been such a difficult one. But it's always like this. It's always like this at the start of a season because it's pure guesswork. We have nothing to really go on. In fact, we're a little bit better off because we have had a shorter break. I think there have been fewer transfers. I did call out that most teams would make fewer transfers. Let's take Everton and Chelsea out of that equation for the huge transfers that they've made. And yeah, I knew it was going to be this way. And we'll go through the team I've got now, and we'll go through the team that I talked about in my last video. So it's good to see you guys back. Welcome back, Sean, Neil, Kiffin. How are we doing? Hey, Miles, are you having a good day, mate? So many tough, and the thing is, you can over tinker. You can really over tinker. A little bit like over. I'm gonna say. I think sometimes with some over content creation as well. Hey, Natty, how you doing? How's it going? And I think there's been so much stuff going on, and so many things. It feels like. Do you know when people say that a few years ago, like, oh, they've got 5 top K finishes like 5 years ago, whatever. I genuinely think it is so much more difficult now because there are so many things out there, so many videos, so many podcasts, so many Twitter accounts out there, so easy to find stats and people posting stats and threads everywhere, that when I think about how it was like 5 years ago, like how many people have even been making FPL content for that long? So now it's so difficult because we're all chatting together and this is a community and it's great, but we're all competing against each other and we all can see so many stats and things. It's so difficult, I think, to be a top player now. But this is the squad that I'm hoping will get me off on the right foot. So of course I'll explain all my decisions and like I said, I want to compare, but the one key thing you'll notice, guys, is I still don't have Mo Salah in my side. Still. I was one of the very early ones who was contemplating having a Manchester United player on my bench. I had Greenwood on my bench for the first game week. I think it was really early in that because when I look back at how early that video came out, I hadn't seen too many people doing that. I'm not going to do that because I don't know what Greenwood is doing in Iceland. So he might get punished by the club. Is he going to have to quarantine? And also, it made me think a lot of people are going to bring in City and United players, and they're not going to kick a football in 2 weeks. And with the coronavirus and stuff knocking around, I kind of feel it's pointless preparing for something for 2 weeks where you could eat. I mean, look at Mahrez and Laporte. They've got coronavirus, right? They've got COVID-19. So if you're sitting there with like Kevin De Bruyne on your bench and he's not going to play football for 2 weeks, there's every possibility that City gets closed down or Kevin De Bruyne gets COVID-19 as well. And I just feel as though having a player that's 9-10 million on your bench, even for just one game week, when anything can happen in the situation it is now, it feels like it's probably not the best solution. If it was Greenwood, it was fine, but I think he might lose his place. He might get punished from the club after what he's done in Iceland, being a silly boy. What's happened to 4 at the back? Yeah, I had 5 in the last one, then I've gone down. I've literally just gone down. The transfer that I've just made, guys, is Doherty out, Calvert-Lewin in. And I said, you guys know, if you've been here before, I explain all my decisions. So in the future, I've got a, hopefully you guys will appreciate and like a lovely new team selection video graphic thing that I've been working on someone helped me with a template thing, and I've had to change everything. I'm gonna have to change it again because I had a 4-4-2 and I'm on a 3-4-3. So I've given myself some extra work there. So in future videos, my team selection videos, I'll show you my team at the start and then I explain it, because some people, they just want to click on the video and they just want to see my team selection and they don't really want to know why or any reasoning. But that's going to be my videos in the future. I'm just going to start with the team selection, and if that's all you want to see on the video, then go, and then after that I'll explain. So I always do explain it. Paralysis by analysis. That sounds like a killer rap band, by the way, Miles. Let me just catch up with the chat. Absolutely, everyone's going to go ASM, and I'm gutted about that because I've had, in fact, if I'm looking at my team now, Trent Alexander-Arnold has not left my draft. And Saint Maximan, Aubameyang and Saint Maximan. Saint Maximan has not left my draft since, I'm pretty sure I've not had him in my team. And now he's got Wilson and Fraser on the team, so he might be playing in the 10 role. And then Armstrong's got injured. So I'm gutted about that because obviously his ownership is going to go massively up there. Sean, your teams change every hour. Yes, they all are. Like I said in last hour, I've changed mine, but I had been thinking about Calvert-Lewin against Doherty. And again, I will explain all the decisions that I've made. But one draft you are set on. Salah's a rank killer. He's not, though. He's like 30% owned now. And again, I'll talk about why Salah. I did in the video, but I will talk that about again. Hey Rob, how am I doing? Sudhanshu, I'm doing good, mate. How are you doing on this Friday? This is exactly your team, copying my team from Discord. Are you in my Discord? There's no way you have the same team as me. Not a chance, because I've only made one change. You've just done Doherty and Calvert-Lewin out. Miles, I love it. Yes, that's exactly the joy of FPL, isn't it? Exactly the joy of that. Ben, you just be you, buddy. You just be you. Oh, Saiton. Oh, hi, Saiton. Yeah, well, it's difficult, obviously, when loads of people have different names. There's no way I'm checking this. I'm checking this, Saiton, because I did see or rate your team. It's not the same at all. You've got Doherty, you've got Son, you've got Armstrong, Ziyech. What are you talking about? It's the same team as you. That's 4 players right there that are different. Same as you. I've heard it all. Explain Calvert-Lewin, please. I will. Fear not. I think the 5.5 million feels like it's a punt. Oh, you just changed it today? Well, I don't know that, do I? How do I know you've just changed your team? The 5.5 million can be a punt. Just remember that 5.5 million. What do you want from them? Do you know what I mean? Like, as long as you've not got a guy who's playing centre back or CDM, it's 5.5 million, right? You could go for I could go for a 5.5 midfielder to a defender because they're a good price bracket. But I do believe in Saint Maximin. I am triggered, absolutely triggered. So let's just have a quick look at this. So this was in my video for the last one. So you can see I've still got the same front two. I've still got Ings, I've still got Werner. Werner is a placeholder for Martial. I've got no money in the bank now. This one, the thing I had before Doherty, I had $1 million in the bank, and that was great because I could have gone Kai Havertz up to Rashford. I could have gone Werner up to Aguero. But I'll explain why I took Doherty out in a minute. But looking at this team, you can see I've gone from Son to Ali. That's partially due to money, and that's partially due to if Dele's playing in that number 10 role and Son's going to go a bit wide. I don't know if there's going to be a huge difference between that, but I did think I did want a Spurs player in there. Trent Robbo's still in there. Kyle Walker-Peters still in there. Now, I had mentioned about the double up earlier about if I've got a cheap goalkeeper and a cheap defender, I might as well get them from the same team. So I did have McCarthy and I did have Kyle Walker-Peters, and I had explained that I thought it was a good idea to double up because instead of having 3 different cheap teams try and get 3 clean sheets, I might as well just do one cheap team and hope they get 1 clean sheet. But the reason why I actually went against that is because it would have tripled me up on Southampton, and I'm not tripling up on any team, because what if one of them does really well? What if Shea Adams gets off to an absolute rocket and Danny Ings is banging in the goals, and then I've got McCarthy, I've got Walker Peters, and I've got Ings already, and I want to get Shea Adams in? Or if I triple up on Brighton, so Ryan and the goalkeeper Walton, and then I get Lamperty, but then Trossard or Maupay starts to do really well. So I did change, and the only difference was I put Ryan in instead of McCarthy. So I was going to start with 5. So, talking about the team, why did I take out Doherty for Calvert-Lewin? So that's the only decision that I've made so far for starting at the back. So Ryan, I've just explained it. I didn't want to triple up on Southampton. And Brighton, I think, will be pretty decent defensively. Doherty's gone out. Now, what would have left $1 million in the bank, which really would let me rotate around. But then I realised I'm going to do one into Ings anyway. Rashford isn't quite fit. I could, and then the only one I'm really looking at is Greenwood, and then Greenwood can come in for Ali, Greenwood can come in for Kai Havertz, so I can still move to any Manchester United asset that I actually want. Hey Tips, how you doing, buddy? I'll catch you in the chat in a minute. I'm just gonna explain my decision so far. So the reason I thought, so Doherty out. Key reasons why. He's a fantastic player. He is. When he was at Wolves, he was amazing. And you compare the points, right? So Doherty got something like 167. I'm not sounding very confident there. Well, look at that. Bingo. 167 points he got last year. And I'm going to see if I get close. 123, Calvert-Lewin. Am I close? 126. Come on, give me a break. 3 points out. So, of course, Doherty is the better option for 6 million versus 7 million. But here's why I've gone now Calvert-Lewin over Doherty. 1, longevity. Yes, Everton have Spurs away from home, but then Everton have West Brom at home. They've got Crystal Palace. They've got Brighton. Liverpool, obviously, very difficult. Southampton, Newcastle. I don't want a wild card. A lot of the teams I see, it's just like, that could be a really early wild card, so I want to go with this. Flexibility. I don't want to have a 7.5 million defender, a 7 million defender, and a 6 million defender, and then try and have to get money somewhere else. If I don't like Calvert-Lewin, he goes to a 4.5, I've got a lot of money to spend. If Dings, Danny Ings is out, then he goes down and I change that money elsewhere. If Werner has a nightmare, he goes to someone else, the money goes elsewhere. So Doherty out for Calvert-Lewin because I think it'll give me a longer time with him. Doherty, I haven't seen him in the Spurs team. Is Doherty going to play? I don't know. Do I want to risk a 6 million defender on that? I don't know. No. Spurs have got like 1,000 games in the next 10 days, so I don't know what's going to happen there. I think he's only just started training with the Spurs squad, and I haven't seen him in a Mourinho side. People keep saying, oh yeah, Ben Davies will tuck round and he'll take the Aurier role and go round the outside, but until I see it with my own eyes, I've not even seen a pre-season friendly. I'm not even seen a pre-season friendly where Doherty's done that. So why am I just going to blindly choose a £6 million? And then third of all, look at Everton's. I screamed. I said Everton was going to finish not very well. They need it unless they got creative midfielders. They've got Allen. They've got James Rodriguez. And if he can get just a glimpse of his previous year's form in his last few years, what a deal that could turn out to be. And Doucouré from Watford. So he's got the lads behind him now. So why not have a punt on a 7 million? And again, people, and I said this before, I said this in previous things about people, and it can be content creators, thread makers, anyone, who cherry pick stats. Always double check. So they'll be like, yo, well, Calvert-Lewin did nothing in Project Restart, and ignore what he did all season before that, where he got like 13 goals. But then they'll pick another player because they had a good Project Restart. Where's the continuity? You know, people saying like Salah's having a bad pre-season, and then ignore Andy Carroll banging in 5 goals in pre-season. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, where do you sort of draw the line of, okay, he had a good project restart, then judge everyone by that. You can't just be like, okay, he had a good project restart, so he's in, but he had a bad project restart, so he's out. But he had a bad project restart, but a good season, so he's in. Like, he's had a really good pre-season friendly tournament and a bad project restart, but a good, you know what I mean? Like, where's the continuity where people are choosing the players from the stats that they pick? So always double check. Let me catch up with the chat. Game week 2 week plans. Kai, we're going to go on to that. I will move on to that in a second after the team. I'll have to reread my ticker. You've got DCL as well. Similarity is going to continue the season. And look, he's going to have like James Rodriguez behind him now instead of Tom Davis and Sigurdsson. Opinion on Nketiah, not for me. Because is he 5.5? Nketiah? Is he 5.5? 6. He's 6 million for a guy you don't even know that's going to start. And I'm seeing people with benches of like Ferguson, Mitchell, and Douglas, and it's like you're starting game week 1 with 10 men. Maybe that's the thing. I hate maybes. At least let me start the season with 11 players. Thinking about that. Oh, just ignore trolls, guys. It really doesn't bother me. I've had a Ristine headline for years, mate. Does not bother me at all. I have no care about people what they say about my appearance and stuff, because it's what's on the inside that counts. Hey, Rooster Booster, good. Oh, it's good to see you guys back. It's really great to be back. I'm genuinely happy with this team at the minute, and you know I'll be 5 at the back tomorrow. It's all good. We'll be fine. Ryan over McCarthy. So the same as me, Neil, but I still want to triple up. Is Justin nailed? So again, J-Boy, I see a lot of people with Justin. And who else I'm thinking? Who else? Vinagre at Wolves, right? Maybe he's got a little bit longer, but Justin, and I'm seeing a Mitchell, 4 million, right? Being the cover left back. I've seen Pereira posting like little training Instagram videos, and I've seen PVA doing it. Yeah, they're not going to be ready for game week 1, maybe not ready for game week 2, but then game week 3, 4, 5, and so on. So many people got an early wildcard. Those 4 million men are going to go down to like 3.8, and you're screwed. And for me, like I said, I've built a squad that, you know, praying to the FPL gods here that, you know, there's not like a massive injury. I mean, if there is, then that's just the game. Do you know what I mean? But I'm built like, you look at my team and my squad, and you are saying, right, that's like a playing squad kind of thing. Justin is a 4.5 million transfer out waiting to happen. Vinagre is a 4.5 million transfer out waiting to happen. Do you want to spend your precious free transfers on 4.5 million defenders? No. I thought it is Doherty. Doherty. It's not Doc. It's not Doherty. I thought we had that issue last year. I thought it was Doherty. Why is everyone going for Ali instead of Son? Are they? Oh, scroll down a bit here. I missed it. Let me just double check that. Ali's got 3.4% ownership, so I wouldn't worry about that. And Son goes out wide. He does. I had mentioned that earlier, why I'm sticking with Ali. And also, Ali is a number 10. I believe Ali can come back to what he used to be. Just before I catch up with the chat as well, I've seen the idea about people preparing things for coronavirus, like COVID-19, like having like 2 goalkeepers from different teams and a full playing bench. I mean, I do have a full playing bench, but it's 4.5 million, 4.5 million, and 4.5 million. I actually disagree with that, because if you can't prepare, you can't protect yourself against COVID-19 in FPL. Because if a team gets it, if a player gets it, probably the team will get it because now they'll all be training together. It's not pre-season where they're all spread out. And that means a game will get called off, which is 2 teams getting out of a fixture. And then if they played a game on a Wednesday and it's Saturday and that team's out, then the team that they played the previous week will be testing and probably have to isolate and miss a game. So you're having to protect yourself against 4 teams every week from COVID-19. Just, I don't think that's worth it. You have Davies, you're slightly worried, rotate with Session. I don't think he might be rotating because I did say Spurs have got like so many games in the next month. Yes, they're probably for Carabao Cup and Europa League stuff like that. They're probably going to play the backup players. But I think someone mentions it in a minute. Spurs defensively, I want to see him. I want to see some good Spurs defense before I get in a defensive one. Like Doherty's fantastic. Again, for me, it's wait and see. I'd rather just rotate a 4.5 million defender every week. And have Calvert-Lewin, then get Doherty in. He doesn't play game week 1, and then he's not as attacking for Spurs as he was for Wolves. Again, if he absolutely smashes it, and he's doing really, really well for Spurs in that, let's say the Aurier role, or his own role that he had at Wolves. Because remember, Wolves don't play exactly like Tottenham do. So you can't expect him to be the same. Maybe he's not allowed to be as attacking. Against like Wolves, he would always bomb forward. Doherty would always bomb forward. But Spurs, if they get a goal, and this is why I always have a problem with the likes of getting like Harry Kane, it feels like Spurs go 1-0 up against a big team and they'll just defend it. And I just hate that, so. Why backing Havertz? He hasn't even played. Dexter, that's a good question. Why? I wanted Ziyech. He's maybe injured. We'll go wait for the press conferences. If Lampard comes out today and says Pulisic is playing, or Havertz is playing, or Ziyech is playing, I'll pick one of them. But Ziyech has hurt his knee, Pulisic is still not fit, and people have been saying at Chelsea that Havertz is looking fit and ready to go right now. So why wouldn't you start him? Just because he's new to the team. You got a guy with a painful knee. I think it was his hamstring or his calf that Pulisic did? Or you've got a guy who is new, but completely fully fit. So I might as well take a punt on that. And he could be a placeholder for me to go down to Greenwood, or Werner will go to Martial for game week 2. And just, and honestly, guys, I'm going to put it out there, possibly Havertz could be playing right wing tomorrow. Or he could be up front and Werner will go out to the wing. When, is it Sunday or Monday when Brighton play Chelsea? He could, because Havertz can play as a centre forward and he can play in the wings. So, possible. I think team starts from teams with good fixtures, differential picks, but you like it early on. Yeah, Newcastle, Everton, and just cheap ones. Lewis, brand new. My only issue a little bit with Lewis is I had Lascelles, because Lascelles is captain, his centre back is nailed, and they've signed Lewis, the fullback from Norwich. I think he's nailed. It's about like 15 million on him, and that's not something Newcastle do often, and he's young. So that's maybe my punt there, with the fact that, Lewis might... Is that going to be Rich's position? I'm not 100% sure. So I'm hoping that I don't have to do a 4.5 million transfer. He could just change to Lascelles and I'll just be done with it, because whichever Newcastle defender that is, he's only going to do a couple of games unless I'm having a really, really bad start to the season and everyone gets injured. Yeah, sure, same as me. Packing Havertz because Pulisic and Ziyech not looking good. Good case made on Doherty out. Okay. Push your... yeah, Miles Judge is like anything about him. But to be fair, isn't Doherty a gunner as well? So... You have as much information as you have on Havertz, and he's 2.5 million more expensive. Good question, Havertz. Sander, on Havertz. Yes, and that's my punt. And like I said, he's a placeholder. So if Havertz has a terrible one or he's playing really deep, he will go down to Greenwood. Or another player. He will be my game week 1 transfer. And it's just a punt that I'm willing to have because Chelsea look exciting and I want to just try and have a bash with them. Doherty, if I get, it's more difficult for me to move him to someone because that would be money out of defence and that's 2 transfers. Havertz, I can do something in 1 transfer. Yeah, and you like Spurs fixtures though? True, and I do as well. That's why I'm taking the punt on Ali. Spurs are suspect defensively, and I agree with that, Kiffy, and that's why I would only go for Doherty. Maybe Dyer. People are saying because Dyer will play as a centre-back that he'll be like a bonus point magnet for passing, but I think it's a little bit like reaching there. They are suspect defensively, and I'd only be, again, interested in Doherty because he's massively attacking. You got De Gea. Oh, I missed that. Scrolled it. De Gea and Pickford as your goalkeeper. Good. Tommy. I'll always tell people to play their own game. Honestly, no. One or the other, mate. They're completely nailed on. No, De Gea's not even nailed on. Just have Pickford then. And Pickford and a Everton backup goalkeeper. No, that's a waste of a space at Everton. No, they're far too expensive. Possibly Doherty could show them up a bit. He could, again, but the key word for me there, Sean, that sticks out like a sore thumb is could. And again, we're talking about Kai Havertz have spent like 18 million with 20 million in add-ons. And you're telling me that he's not going to walk into that team? Doherty was only 15 million, and he's still got Aurier there to replace him with. And an issue that I have with Werner, guys, is honestly the reason why I've only got him for this game week. If this was game week 1, he wouldn't be in. Martial would be in. He's going to come off after 60, 70 minutes for Tammy Abraham, probably every game. Giroud looks like he's possibly off to Juventus, I think. But, Werner's not going to play 90 minutes every week. Calvert-Lewin will. I might have put my foot in that, actually, if I say that. If Everton go out and sign, a striker, I'll retract that statement, guys. But, you get my point. Havertz could play most of the games. I think Werner will get subbed quite a lot. But, Aguero does, and he's still an absolutely unbelievable player. Doherty or Dean? Luke Dean. For that price, I'd go Doherty. If you stick a gun to my head, I had to choose one of the two. But Everton, after this Spurs game, have really good fixtures. But I still don't trust that Everton defence. Still don't trust it. You got Nketiah, Mitrovic and Werner. Now, I was a supporter of Mitrovic because he's a talisman, right? He's the man of Fulham. Fulham just aren't a massively goal-scoring side, though. And Nketiah is 6 million. Is he going to play? If you look at my team now, Ryan is the number 1 goalkeeper. And I've even got the backup keeper, so that doesn't matter. Trent is one of the best right-backs in the whole world. Robertson on the left side. Walker-Peters, nailed. Aubameyang, nailed. Saint, nailed. Havertz, ? Ali, nailed. Calvert, nailed. Ings, nailed. Werner, I'm gonna say nailed. Again, I spent 100 million on him. And Havertz, even maybe not game week 1, but after game week 1, nailed. If you can tell me that Nketiah is nailed, and for game week 1, is Doherty nailed? Don't know. Cheers, Magic. Magic Aaron, thank you. I'm pretty happy with this team when I look at it, to be honest. Double Liverpool defence, expensive. Is it 14.5 million for a guy who got 210 points and, 181 points? Let's have a look at players who got that much. So, 210 and 181 for 14.5 million. 9.5 million Rashford, got less than 7 million Robertson. 11.5 million Sterling and 12 million Aubameyang, got less than 7.5 million TAA. 10 million Vardy, 7.5 million Alexander-Arnold, same points. 9 million Martial, 7.5 million. You see my point? 10.5 million Kane, 158 points. Beaten by 7 million Robertson, 7.5 million Trent Alexander-Arnold. Not expensive. You want clean sheets from your defence. fact. But when you've got Liverpool, when you've got Trent and Robertson down those sides, I'm almost pretty much looking for attacking returns just as much, if not more than, defensive returns, because they are the exception to the rule. So that's my argument for that. Not 14.5 million for like, what is it, like over 300 points or something is not expensive. Davis or Egan? FPL match, I'd probably, I know we've been talking about leakiness at the back, but I probably would go Davis over Egan, because I'm just a little bit worried about Sheffield United. I did predict them to have a little bit of second season syndrome. I know they made a few signings, but I don't know. I know that makes it sound like I'm not trying to say I'm Mr. Knowledge, but I don't know who they are. Do you know what I mean? Like, Newcastle, I think have done smack. Like, if you would have said, just think, guys, last summer, is it 15 or 20 million Newcastle got Callum Wilson for, and free for Ryan Fraser? Over a year ago, just a year ago, if you would have said, Callum Wilson and Fraser, you can have them for 20 million. Man, like, they were linked to, like, Liverpool and stuff like that, weren't they? Like, big teams for, like, 40 million apiece. And then I look at, like, Everton, like, Allen, Rodriguez, fantastic sign. Big, like, even you look at, let's just say even like Villa, who don't need to make that many signings, but, you know, they've picked up Watkins from Brentford. I even I've heard of him. They need a massive goal scorer. They need goals. And who they brought in? Burke, is it? Burke from West Brom. Okay. And I think, I always say second season syndrome, not because that's just like what happens, but also because I think teams are just going to be more clued up to that unique Chris Wilder style. That even though if you, like, you can't always stop it. Look at Man City. You know what they're going to do. You know what they're going to do, but you can't stop them. But Sheffield United, I think, will get a little bit found out this year. Starting with Ings to swap to Martial. And I could have done that. If I had Doherty and I played 4-4-2 instead of Calvert-Lewin, I could have done the same thing. I could have done Ings to Martial or Werner. Because Ings might not be long-term. If he starts anything like last season, he's staying. Because for 8.5 million, it's ridiculous, this guy. But Spurs and Burnley, not ideal, is it? But, I mean, if he looks like he's having a decent pre-season. It was, of course, fantastic last season. So if he can just get an inkling of, you know, just what he did last year was crazy. And I think he's like 28, 29, so he's prime. He's not like over the hill or anything like that. Left field. Oh, I like left field. Same goalkeepers as me. Love it. Lascelles. Mane captain. Like the boldness. And he's a great player. Mane's a fantastic player. Captain him is not like a crazy option. Ward-Prowse, Basuma, Martial, falling again with 3. See, I like that Rizzo though, because it feels like it's balanced. That you've not got any gaping holes. We'll talk about Salah again in a minute. I just want to catch you with a chat. If you start on that team, here it goes. You do like the goalkeeper and the back three. You could have them. It's a midfield and forward you don't like. You don't like the Havertz pick. And you don't like the Ali pick. Now, okay, I'll finish what you said there, Neil, first. I had turned right up until 9, you got rid of Spurs. Might be going against my fixtures, picks. Obviously, the plan to move City and United. Yeah, so of course, the plan is to move to City and United. I said Havertz could go to Greenwood. Ali could go to Greenwood. All of these things can happen. Aubameyang out in game week 3 is like the standard, right? Like, Aubameyang is going to go out for Sterling or Kevin De Bruyne. Like, that's just going to happen, isn't it? But I want to have some fingers in some pies and then move. I don't want to just have like 2 United, 2 City, 2 Liverpool, and then like have to balance it out like that. So interested to know why you don't like the Havertz pick though. Obviously, if he plays in the 3 and he's deeper, then yeah, he's a waste. And I said I would prefer Pulisic and I would prefer Ziyech, but they're not in the team yet. I know Havertz isn't in the team yet, but if I had to choose which one I think will play the most, it's surely got to be him. You're not going to play 2 guys who have injured and not played any football. Are you? I don't know. That's why we've got to wait for the press conferences. And I did already say earlier, like, whichever one he comes out and says, oh yeah, ZH is fit, it's fine, not a problem, 100%, then I'll probably change him to ZH. But if it's like, and from the reports, apparently he's still not looking good for the Brighton game, then okay, who are they going to play instead? Because Willian's gone. And he's so versatile. 1 week he could play in centre mid, but then he could play as a false 9, and he could play on the left or the right wing. Like, he could play anywhere up there. And it's exciting. I want to have an exciting new player. I've got two. I've got Werner, which is against my own advice of having new players in the Premier League. That's why I'm not 100% comfortable with Werner. And I'm only going to have him for a week, I think, anyway, because Martial's going in. But I don't know what else to do with that position for a 1 week punt. I could have a look to replace someone else for that 1 week punt, but... And with his ownership at 50%, 48.2% for a 1 week placeholder, I'm at least protecting some rank. Like, if I go for a 1 week punt somewhere else, if Werner doesn't do anything this game week, I'm safe anyway because I've got him. That's why he's in at the minute. As in from Doherty. That's what I was saying, right? Was I saying Doherty? Oh, dang it. Doherty. I thought it was Doherty. You spent 27.5 million on your defence. 714. I'm on like 90. How much have you spent on your defence? 27.5. And I thought I was big at the back. Doherty. Yeah, I'm sure it's Doherty. Damn it. Why can't you just tell us? With rubbish 4.5 minutes, you're putting on Højbjerg. Is he 4.5? No, he must be 5. Yeah, Højbjerg's 5. Højbjerg's 5. There's no way it's going to be 4.5. Would not have missed that. You don't like 5.4, and my show, and that is another reason I didn't want to have 4 at the back. And even though I would have had Trent and Robbo, I would have, and then Doherty, that final position, I would have only had two 4.5 million defenders to rotate. Playing with 3 at the back means I've got. So when Taylor comes back, not only will I have 2 defenders on the bench, 4.5 million, who should play 90 minutes pretty much every week. But I get a choice of 3. So if I would have done it the other way around, I would have had a 1-on-1. This way, I'm able to have a lovely choice of Robertson and Trent play every week, and who's got the best fixture or form out of Walker-Peters, Lewis, and Taylor. So that's why I'm going for that. 4.5 million is so funny. At the start of the summer, everyone's like 4.5 million defenders. Right, I'm having Trent, and I'm having everyone else 4.5 million. And everyone's just like the opposite of like sure, you'll say like 27.5 million on defense, and like, jeez, it's funny how everything changes so fast. So I wouldn't gamble on Ampadu in the Sheffield United defense. No, I wouldn't, because again, is he nailed? No, don't know. You're thinking he's so good for weeks 3 to 8, but is he going to play? Remember, the transfer window's not going to close until game week 4? And okay, yeah, they're probably not going to buy anyone else because of like Johnny coming back, but then Vinagre is still going to lose his place when Johnny comes back, so he's still a transfer out, unless you're going to go for an earlier wild card. But is it Telles, the guy from Porto? If they go and buy him in game week 2, game week 3, there you go, 4.5 million defender you got to transfer out. I wonder if we'll ever get to the bottom of the how to say Doherty situation. Oh, I want to catch up with the chat, guys. I want to catch up. Oh, hard to see the names. All right, bud. Yeah, just because obviously with how it is, I wanted to try and show you the bench as well. That should be alright for you guys, right? You can see my starting 11 there. I'm Irish. know how to say it. Oh, but then there's different dialects in Ireland, right? Different ways to say it. Richarlison, Fisher looks good. Good pick. Sadish, yeah. I'm just going to go for the guy that's cheaper. And Calvert-Lewin is still going to be the out-and-out striker, right? He's still going to just play down the middle. Pulisic is their only winger he has to play. No, he doesn't, Kefian, because Kai can play there. Kai Havertz can play there. He has played there for Leverkusen. And Pulisic is not even fit. Right? I mean, yeah, there's been a picture saying like, oh, look at him doing like a half-assed bicycle kick. Richie is 50-50 play, has a knock. But I mean, does that mean that Lewis will keep that place? I might just go Lascelles, guys, because I keep saying to you, like, what's the point in having a guy on my team who I don't know is nailed, and I don't want to make a 4.5 million transfer out. But I mean, if he does play, I'm getting the fullback or wing back for Newcastle, so it feels like a very, 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 very small gamble to make with a decent potential profit. Anyway, to get Salah later without the wild card, just do a Aubameyang and have no Man City players. That could do. I could do Werner all the way down to a 4.5 million and just pray and spread the funds out. Havertz 8.5, 9.5, 10, 11.5. I need 3.5 million. If I remember rightly, I think I can do Robbo out to a 4.5 million and go that way. Let me just do a quick double check. Or all the way down to, let's just say like a 4 million, just because I'm lazy. I just want to do this. 0.5. I'm 0.5 short now, but Aubameyang, when he goes out, I'll have 0.5 million in the bank. So there you go. I could do it if I took out Robbo. Maybe. But price rises, guys, are so volatile in the first week or two. I would massively recommend having like $1 million in the bank. I know I don't, but my first transfer is going to give me 0.5 million in the bank, so I'm not too worried about that. Let me just catch up. You've got the cells. Damn it, Neil. Stop getting in my head. Hey, Rob. What's up? Ben Davis. Yeah, we chatted about him a little bit earlier. FPL Magicians. Good to see you here. Yeah, don't really trust Spurs defence, but for 5 million, I don't think it's a bad option. Better than 4.5s. What about Wilson up front for Newcastle? John, how many times have we been hurt? How many times has Wilson hurt us? And I've said, take that out of your mind, guys. Take it away. It doesn't matter what they did to you in the past. It wasn't personal. But the reason why, I would probably like to start with Wilson for the first 2 game weeks instead of Calvert-Lewin and bring Calvert-Lewin in after the Spurs game away. But he's just joined the club. Do I think he could be a great option? 6.5 million if you can get the form before the season just gone. Same for Fraser. Yeah. 6.5 million I think is a great option. But is he going to start in game week 1? Comes back to that question, guys. I don't know. I look at my 11 lads on this pitch now and they're all nailed. Kai's got a question mark, but I'll listen to the press conference, right? Wilson, if Steve Bruce comes out and says, well, Wilson's going to play against West Ham United in the state they're in at the minute. Whew. Yeah, definitely good option. But I see again, I've seen a lot of people reposting in the last 2 seasons, Fraser and Wilson have got more goals and assists than Salah. And Mane or something like that, some ridiculous stats. And Ronaldo and Messi. And, and it's like the last 2 seasons. Yeah, okay. So, I get it. You look at stats, you look at history, you look at form. From the last season, you can have it in the back of your head. Okay, if you like James Rodriguez, wasn't great last season, but before that, he's got some talent. You can rely on that coming back. But you can't go posting online. Look how amazing they are over the last 2 seasons when it's like 90% great 2 seasons ago and 10% good last season. That's not fair. Trent, Egan and Kyle Walker is good for your defence. I don't think that's too bad, Maestro. My initial plan was going to be Trent, a 5.5 or a 6 million defender, and a 4.5 million defender. But I'm just going to go Robbo, because here's the thing with the no Salah guys. I'm hoping that they can combat, not only just give me points, but they can combat my lack of Salah Mane-ness. with attacking returns and clean sheets. Because always remember, guys, defenders start with 6 points until someone scores a goal. That's how I like to positively look at my defence until my hopes are dashed every week. People telling you Pulisic might not start. I also saw that as well. Really is Hudson-Odoi, Werner and Ziyech. And Ziyech is apparently not looking great. And people saying that Kai Havertz is looking fantastic. He's looking like a machine. I saw him do little dribbles in training. He looks great. Why is no one talking about Sterling? Because you can't have him in game week 1. Just like no one's talking about Kevin De Bruyne, even though he's like 20% owned, which is funny. I mean, Sterling's fantastic. I already said, like, in game week 3 when I get my City lads. And also, City don't play in game week 1. Then they've got Wolves away. Then they've got Leicester at home. Now, I think Leicester at home is fantastic because their defence is a shambles right now with all the injuries and stuff that they've had. I could possibly go for Raheem Sterling over Kevin De Bruyne, but I'll kick myself if that doesn't pay off. It's one of them where if I get Kevin De Bruyne and Sterling bangs, it's like, well, that happens. You know, Sterling is a great player and stuff. But if Kevin De Bruyne bangs with like 70% ownership, oh god, that is a killer. That is a killer. Oh, Roots Boost answered the same question. Hate to ask. No, don't ask. Of course you guys can post your teams, but always remember, please, 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 guys, please choose your teams. And of course take input. And if someone says like, you know, oh, why are you playing that guy? He's injured or something like that, then that's great advice. But just like with my team now, yeah, everyone has an opinion, right? And when people message me or say to me all the time about like their teams, like what should they do with them, I just think, don't ask me that, because one, I'll just try and turn it into my team because I think my team's good. Do you know what I mean? And two, like, we all give advice and we're all making suggestions. We love chatting about football, but I am against you as well, and you guys are against me. Right? If you guys found like a killer stat, like imagine a player no one is talking about, and you've found a little secret stat and a little bit of a heat map, or you know, something you're like, oh my god, no one's found this player. This guy is amazing. Oh, you're not gonna go and tell all your lads and your mates in the mini league, are you? You're gonna be like the opposite. Oh god, look at him, he's terrible. He's terrible. That's why no one's got him. He's only got 2% ownership. McCarthy, Nyland, standard. Trent, Davis, Spurs Davis, yeah. Vinagre, Tierney. Oh, Tierney again, here you go. 5.5 million for Tierney, right? Could be playing left centre-back because of the injuries that they've got right now. And what are you going to do after the 2 game weeks? Yeah, they'll probably get a clean sheet in the first game. West Ham, possibly again. But then isn't it like Liverpool... Who have you got then? Liverpool, Sheffield United, but that's probably a clean sheet actually. City, Leicester, United. Unless you maybe transfer him out. I'm not seeing enough from... I can be excited about Tierney. Salah, Aubameyang, Pereira. I've seen him in a lot of Twitter teams. We'll call them Twitter teams, guys, because a lot of people will be like... You'll see him all the time on Twitter in the FPL community, and then they've got like 1% ownership. But I've seen the West Brom Pereira have a few. Again, newly promoted side. Don't trust them. I mean, he seems nailed. He seems like a talisman, but I'm not going to spend 6 million on a lad I don't know when I've got beautiful, delectable, delicious St. Maximan in there for 5.5. Havertz as well. Power to Havertz. Let's do it. We can believe. Werner, DCL, with Davis on the bench. Thoughts? Yeah, solid team, Sean. But Sean... We end up getting similar teams, but completely different ranks. So it really doesn't. It doesn't matter. Whatever I could pick 10 of the 11 players that you've got, Sean, which has happened before, and you'll still end up getting 20 more points than me. Captaincy picks, guys. I'll tell you. Who's I listening to? FPL Black Box, which was Az and Mark Southerns, right? So. Mark Sutherland's and Az, they're like big FPL players, content creators, really good. And they were talking about a guy who is the best captaincy picker in FPL. Most of us got 400 or 500 points from our captains, and he got something like 700. It's madness. And it's simple. He captained people against the bottom 6. And when you say it like that, you feel like such an idiot. Like, of course. Why haven't I done that before? Why am I captaining people against Leicester and Wolves and things like that when I should just captain a good player against a bad team? That's going to be my thing. Little advice that I'm going to say. My tip of the day. Just captain someone against a bad team. So, and again, so coming back to my team, why? So I've got Arsenal just for 2 game weeks, so it'll be Man City, I'll have a United, I'll have 1 Spurs in Ali, who I don't really want to captain. So Chelsea, City, and Spurs, and United. At some point, they will play a bad team at the same time. And I'll captain one of them against a bad team. Because that makes sense. Simple. That's what I'm going to be doing. Oh, if you are new here, guys, if you please would subscribe and like. That's it, by the way, on this channel. That's the extent of my like and subscribing things. I don't like asking for it. Usually people in the chat, like Shani, will mention it because I hate it, guys. And I'm thinking, yeah, a lot of the things I see about a lot of the advertisements and stuff really irk me in FPL. It really, really does. You can't see anything these days without sponsorships and stuff. Even me, like I've had a fan team link since like last year. I don't advertise it, and in fact, I'm going to I'm just gonna finish that. I think I only did that season long game. I think that's gonna be it. I don't like advertising. I don't like pushing things like that. I just want to talk about football and FPL. Check this. A lot of people will bring in Gameweek 2 or 3 for Oba. Yes. Saka or Souček. Oh, I'd probably go Saka. I don't know why so many people like Souček. Like, yes, he's got a couple of goals. People are like, oh, he's just like a Fellaini. Yeah, so what? You won't have Fellaini in your team. Said that before, like an echo. First, you're going expensive at the back, you like it. Statistically, a lot of people are saying with fans and no fans, like, no fans, like this big thing, it's a big thing in the heads and stuff and goals and stuff. It's actually it's just led to a slightly fewer amount of goals. So maybe going a little bit more expensive at the back is better, especially at the start of the season. It feels fit, teams are still getting fit, feeling each other out. Keenan taking a punt on Pereira, 6 million. Yeah, we just talked about that, Miles. A lot of people doing it. I personally don't trust newly promoted assets until I've seen them. Havertz or James Rodriguez, who is best? I don't know how fit and ready James Rodriguez is. I think at 7.5 million, it could be a fantastic option, but Havertz could be playing right wing against Brighton. So, and I've got Havertz, so I'm obviously going to say Havertz. Kivian, that's a good point as well, yeah. I'm not going to start a season with a guy that I don't know and I've never seen play football before. And I'm not... And again, I don't want to have a dig at other people, right? But I don't want to sit here and be telling you, oh yeah, this cool Kivian, he's amazing Kivian. Like, oh, Pereira, oh, what a player. Do you know he got 14 assists and 12 goals last season just from 800 minutes of action? And I've never seen him play football before. Like, I'm lying to you. Do you know what I mean? Like, people talking about, I've forgotten his name already, Tellez. Is it Tellez, the Porto fullback? Whoa, he's got 11 assists or 5 assists and 6 goals last season. What a player! What a talent! They've never seen him. They've never seen him play. And actually, I looked into it, and he scored penalties and missed some. And the goals he scored are like 40-yard screamers with like very, 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 very low XG. So, again, I always say, guys, I do it, I'm not going to say I'm not guilty of doing it, of cherry-picking stats and things to make ourselves look like we're giving you the best advice and we're the smartest people at FPL and we know football. But always just double-check things yourself, guys. Seriously. Like, I actually did a little Twitter thread where I said, okay, guys, give me a bad FPL player and I'll make them look good. I did that. So people gave me a Joe Linton. I think someone gave me a good FPL, an FPL one. And my only requirement for that on my thread was they've got to play. So you can't give me like an Ozil who didn't play like they had to be a person who played quite a lot of football. That was the only thing. You could have given me anyone. And it's easy. You can make any. I was doing like heat maps, showing like heat maps of like players like basically in the opposition penalty area, and they're like CDMs, terrible assets. Joe Linton has scored like 80 goals in 120 games before he went to Newcastle. Do I see Havertz? Oh, I missed that. I missed quite a lot. I've been chatting too much, guys. I'm sorry. Do I see Havertz starting? Yes, I'm hoping so. You like the team, but you're not too fond of Taylor. Don't see Burnley have great fixtures. Oh, is that for the advice on his team? Okay. You don't fancy Pulisic last season, but his numbers are really good. I see where you're going. It's whoever's fit. I want in that Chelsea attack. I want in. You're going to take Ings out for Martial. I would have possibly done that. True. I too would have done that. But I've got no money in the bank. And, guys, I'm not even funny. I'm not even being funny. If Werner doesn't score in that game against Brighton, I reckon he's going to price drop straight away. People will just sell him. And I have Taylor. Why not Salah? Zach, I mentioned this before in another video, but thank you for mentioning it again. Now I'm going to quickly go through why. Why not Salah? If I have Salah in this side, I need to take out like Robertson and Ali and Havertz. So it'd basically be Salah, a 4.5 million defender, and like a 6 million midfielder. And if you add up the points, remember it's points as a team. So Salah, who I'm not even going to captain in the first 2 game weeks, gets 2 goals. Okay, that's good. Nice, double-digit haul. But then I'm looking at my 4.5 million defender, who's probably conceded 2 goals, and gets me 1 point because he's booked. And I look at a 5.5 midfielder, and I've already got St. Maximan, who does nothing for 2 points. Great. For 1 game week, I've got about 15 points or 12 points from 3 players. Or Ali could get a goal and assist. Like, just the potential is there more to spread it out for me. That's why no Salah. To start the season with, I want, like, I'd rather have the wild card saved and have to jump somewhere else to get the likes of Salah and Kevin De Bruyne and stuff, rather than start with Salah and then have to spread the funds out over like 5 transfers, if that makes sense. And just remember, guys, you can't have everyone. You can't have everyone, right? Imagine if we had United and City available right now. What would you do? Would you have Kevin De Bruyne? Well, that means you can't have Aubameyang or Salah. Right? The only reason people are like, whoa, no Salah, this is crazy, what are you doing? Okay, well, let's wait and see when Kevin De Bruyne and Raheem Sterling join the party. And then what are you going to do? Okay, you go Aubameyang to Sterling. Okay, what about Kevin De Bruyne? What about Mane? Can't have them all. What about Bruno Fernandes? Martial, Rashford? It's really difficult. And it's horrible because you want them all. It's FOMO. You don't want to miss out. Ooh, Pereira the new Buendia. Good. No, I don't want him. Havertz doesn't play wide. Surely Mount more likely. Again, Kiffin? Don't know. Don't know. But he has played wide before. Ings and DCL out. Kane and Adams in. What do I think? I think Kane is a great option. A lot of people are loving Adams right now. But Danny Ings. Again... So, Sander, my advice for you in that situation is you think as a duo, because people just do player A or player B, and they don't think about what it does to the rest of the team. So if you're doing that, so when people say, oh, take Salah out and bring Salah in, but it's not a like-for-like transfer. I've got to take out 3 good players, put in 2 bad ones, and Salah. But if that is direct funds, are they the same price? 16.5 million, 8.5. See, those prices aren't the same, are they? Ings is 8.5, so is it 15.5 and 16.5. So there's a million difference between that. So if you've got the money in the bank, Sander, that's fine. But again, you've got to take in the fact that you're really saying Kane plus Adams plus 1 million. And then think who as a combination is going to get more points. You prefer Adams to Ings and you don't even know why. Kiffian, I don't even know why, mate. He scored like 20 odd goals last season. Tellez is linked to United as well. True, I have no idea why. They've already got like Williams and Shaw, right? Richarlison over DCL is the most pointless thing ever. Yeah, I guess because Richarlison is the kind of player that could drift wide. Like Calvert-Lewin is like the biggest number 9, right? He's just going to goal hang. That's just what he... I know that's great. That's great from my point of view. But Richarlison could sometimes just end up popping wide. And Nketiah option for 2 weeks. I don't know, Harry, because I don't know how nailed that front line is. I hope not, because I'd love a Aubameyang down the middle. Maybe I missed this, but why not McCarthy in a 4.5 with better fixtures? Because I like Kyle Walker-Peters. He's a wing-back. I think he's arguably one of the best 4.5 million options. And Ryan for save points, and I think defensively, Brighton are looking stronger. White is back from Leeds, and they've signed Veltman for cover. Dunk is sticking around. They've signed another Dutch player, but I don't know who he is, so I'm not going to pretend that he's a really good one. But just look better defensively. I'm loving the not making a defender transfer. And yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing, and that's why Neil I'm now 3 at the back, which I prefer 3-4-3 in a stylistic term. I don't want to play FPL and pray for clean sheets. You know what I mean? I don't want to watch games for 90 minutes and be like, oh, I hope no one scores today. Like, oh, it's just so boring. But 2 big boys at the back, and I've got a choice. And remember, if Ali doesn't play, or Maximan doesn't play, or Havertz doesn't play, I'm getting a playing 4.5. So having 2 4.5 million defenders on the bench is the best because they're the ones that will probably play 90 minutes. They're less likely for rotation. And if they come in, it ain't all that bad. But if you're playing 4 defenders and you've got a 4.5 million defender and a 4.5 million attacker as your main subs, then I'd rather have a 4.5 million defender coming on because I might get a 6-point clean sheet rather than, no offense, Basuma. I don't know you well enough yet, buddy. But, you know, I'd rather have that cover. And it's a nice rotate. I know people say don't rotate goalkeepers. That's fine. But I think defenders, I'm willing to take the point, the punt there. Ryan or Johnson in goal. I'm going Ryan. I don't trust newly promoted teams. It's just a little rule I have because I don't know them. Again, like I'm saying, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, Johnson made 6 goal saving XG saves last year and blah, he saved penalties. Whoa. I've never seen him play. No, we're going to talk about Leeds. Quite a few goals. I've seen Leeds players like Ayling and Dallas. I've probably. There's more days in a week than I've seen threads on that, on just 2 players. It's mental. More days in a month, I'd say. And again, I don't trust newly promoted teams. Yes, Leeds conceded the fewest amount of goals in the Championship last year, I think, if I remember correctly. But Bielsa is not just some sort of defensive mastermind, right? He's not going to go up and shut up shop and shut people out. Like, Sheffield United came up with a really solid defence. Wolves had a pretty solid defence. Like, Leeds might have a solid defence, but I don't think it's... there's tactics on base... it's not based around being a defensive team. Like Norwich, for example. Norwich came up, and we all knew they were a attacking team, right? So you didn't go for a defender from Norwich. So for Leeds... I don't know. Is your Souček pick a complete waste? He wasn't necessarily in the start lineup for you. And I think he could possibly go down. A lot of people, again, I did mention him earlier. About Souček. Did I mention about Souček? It's 5 million. Do you want to be playing him? Oh yeah, I did mention Souček because I was like, why does everyone love him? Because he's a 5 million Fellaini, and you wouldn't have Fellaini, so why would you have him? Because he scored a couple of goals in lockdown. If you're not going to play him every week, then it's a waste. So if are you going to play him? Then don't. So why would you pay 5 million for a guy that you don't want to play? Hey Steve, how you doing, mate? How's it going? Not too bad. Steve, where did you finish last season again? Weren't you like sky high with like your second team or something? Wolverine had a great start. Marius, can't tell you. Can't tell you. I won't sit here and lie to you, buddy. I won't. Izzy, possibly. There's a high chance. But I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, he's definitely nailed. Because I don't believe it. Ings or Adams. Again, Ollie. Ings. I've got Ings. But he's 2.5 million, so it depends what you think. Hey, Mitch, how you doing, buddy? Long time no see. It's the only streaming you'll get from me now. No Football Manager, because we've got no time. He surely, yeah, I agree. Kifiani surely starts, but I'm not 100% sure. For my team, rotate really well. Rotate 5 million defenders, I think is fantastic. 5 million defenders are so much better than 4.5s. But again, it's wasting 0.5 million on the bench if you don't rotate them a lot. Will Mason Mount play in first team? No idea. Hey, said Venture idea, buddy. Good to see you back. No Salah, going with TA and Robbo. Yes, damn. Join me. So what's my reasoning for not having Doherty? Oh, I mentioned it earlier, J-Boy. I haven't seen him in the Spurs shirt. Don't know if he's going to play in Game Week 1. Don't want £6 million out of my bench. Calvert-Lewin after Game Week 1 has pretty good fixtures. And I'd rather have 3 at the back, rotating 4.5 million defenders, rather than having 4 at the back. What about captaining Vardy? He would be a huge differential. I'm not going to say he's not, but I just prepare for a little bit of disappointment again. Honestly, guys, if I was going to make one punt for the week, it's going to be Aubameyang's going to blank. Because, let's be honest, how many times has he let us down a little bit? I think it feels like he snuck into good points last year. It was crazy. Like, his Abubakar on Twitter did... he does amazing threads all the time. And he did a thread about the fact that he was like the 10th best player for away goals, XG and stuff. Aubameyang, the 10th best player. And then Salah is obviously the best at home. So... my decision that I'm still thinking about is, why am I going to start the season with Aubameyang with an Arsenal team that I don't fully trust when Mo Salah's got Leeds at home? So if I do make that transfer, it won't be Salah in with Aubameyang. It would be Salah in my side for Aubameyang. I honestly think that's the last decision I've got to make about my team. About how much do I really trust Aubameyang and Arsenal. Because they've been a lot better under Arteta. I'm not going to say, okay, they beat Liverpool in the Community Shield, so that's amazing, but, you know, he scored a goal, and they did beat Liverpool in the Community Shield. But yeah, if there's going to be one thing, it's my lack of trust in Arsenal, a little bit like my lack of trust in Everton, and I've got both of them, because I'm trying to just be stat-based. I can't let my bias and my heart rule it, because stat-wise, Aubameyang against Fulham, captain, is a great decision. Calvert-Lewin stats without lockdown issues and with a more creative midfield behind him is a good option. So I'm trying to just base my decisions not on any kind of bias. I'm going to try and skim through these guys. Skim. Captain Salah versus Leeds, not balanced Leeds offensively. Yep, I agree, Sean. That's what I'm saying. I've literally just talked about that. Great minds think alike. Maybe losing Ben White might be a problem for Leeds. Yep, but they've got Koch in. I'm scared about saying that, guys. You might be watching this at work. It might be lunchtime. I didn't want to yell out his name and have people look over and think, oh my God, what's my co-worker watching over there with a guy yelling out Koch. We're family friendly here, guys. We're family friendly. And sometimes it's very difficult to be family friendly. That's why I've got this just in case. Just so if we're sat here next week, guys, and Aubameyang's blanked, I can be like, yeah, got that. Just in case. I'm sure we all discussed Captain failure. Mine was a disaster looking at Captain Salah. Yes! And here's the thing, right? How many times... So Aubameyang was like 50% owned, right? 46% owned. Salah was 30. What's he on now? 30.6, right? How many times do you get the opportunity to captain Mo Salah with 30% ownership? Not often. Not often. Shared him. Talked about him earlier. Don't see too much of... I know stats and underlying stats and all that, but... I've got Danny Ings. I'm not doubling up on Southampton attack. Not with the fixtures after Crystal Palace. I only wanted Ings really for Crystal Palace and see how he was going to do. Maybe then go ASM, then downgrade to... Yeah, you could do that. But again, do you want to make a transfer booked in, penciled into your little diary for a 5.5 midfielder? No. True, most people giving out regurgitated advice. Yeah, and Ace, I don't want to like poo-poo on like content and stuff, but I'm glad the season's here. Like, if you look at the stuff that I made on my channel, I had my top tips advice from last season when I went from 2.2 million to 100, just outside the 100k, which still wasn't a great finish, but it was a good rise because the lessons that I learned. It was my first serious season last season, and I did the fixture was live, so I did my first draft, and then I did fixtures was out, and then did a draft. I think that was it. So I've done like 3 videos. And I was just seeing some stuff. Oh my god, there's so many things and nothing's happened yet. I forgot. There's a great phrase at the start of this stream and it's fantastic. Paralysis by analysis. That's how good that was. What was it that said that earlier? Miles, was it you? It was Miles, I think. Paralysis by analysis. I think it was fantastic. What a quote that is. Favourite quote I've heard so far. You're locking your team in, you don't care. Good, Sean. Don't let anyone change your mind. Your problem is your Zaha pick. Neil, you don't need me to add to that worry there, buddy. I agree, that is a worrying pick. I've given myself enough reasons. You like your team? Yeah, and same as me, man. I'm just thinking Salah or Aubameyang. Yeah, it gets to a point where it's like 1 o'clock in the morning and you're playing on your phone, right? And it's like, you're making decisions like, should I have Trossard or it's like, no. When you're making those decisions, guys, just close the app for a bit and have a little bit of a nap. Yeah. Why no Mo? Yeah, Mitch, I mentioned it earlier. Spreading the funds, mate. So it's Mo and very cheap players. So 2 cheap players and Mo probably shouldn't get more points than 3 good players, rather than a great Mo and bad players. Vinagre was linked, but it's not going through. I don't believe it a minute. But then what's the point with Tier? Who will he assist? But there you go, Victor. There you go. Who will he assist? Salah can go and score goals. That's fantastic. I'll get the assist points, and I'm more than happy with that. And if there's a clean sheet to boot, TA will get more points, and he'll get bonus. There, Victor. Take that. And with Trent taking one corner and Robbo taking the other, Trent from the right whips it to the left, gives it to Mane. Robertson on the left whips it to the right to give it to Salah. It's a win-win. There you go. That's why. Now, Wagen, I mentioned earlier, for Trent and Robbo, I'm just hoping for attacking returns more than defence. I know, I did mention Vinagre. I did mention it. I don't know. Liverpool won't have a clean sheet after game week 1. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Come on. This is Liverpool, guys. Come on. You can't... What? They're going to go 37 game weeks without a clean sheet. What about Lundstrom? No. He's like a 5 million midfielder now. Will ZX start? I don't know. Okay, I'll mention it right here, guys, so I don't have to keep going through this. Please don't ask me if someone will start. I'm not an in-the-know account. I can give you a suggestion for some, but like, don't take my word on that. You can say, let's talk about this player and this player, or what do we think about this guy? What about future plans and chip plans and whatever? If someone will start who is like new to the team and stuff, I ain't got a clue. And I say, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, he's poor ZH. Nailed, mate. Like, I'm not going to do that to you. I won't do that to you. Even if you are all my rivals right now. Is it wrong to take a hit to get Fernandes and Martial? Neil, if it's so it's the same advice as last year, Neil. If it's long term and you think it'll pay off that -4, do it. Yeah, it's worth it. If you're going to captain Fernandes, so when I talked earlier about captaining lower teams, I think Crystal Palace are going to struggle. So Martial could be my game week 2 captain if I go for Salah over Aubameyang. So Salah game week 1, Martial captain game week 2 instead of trusting Aubameyang. That might be an option that I'm thinking about. So if you're going to bring in Fernandes and Martial and keep them for a while, for a -4, yeah, could pay off. Especially if you do captaincy, it'll pay off in 1 week. Definitely. Yeah, sure. I can't even say. I was up till 1 o'clock doing the team little video that I've made that I'm going to have to change. Because I made a 4-4-2 template thing in After Effects. And now I've got to change it to a 3-4-3. So it was almost worthless. Carve it out. Never, Brendan. I've just brought him in. He's my latest transfer. He's going nowhere. Nuno just said in his press conference that Newcastle will need time. And every manager is going to say that. Every manager is going to say that. You can have my team by putting in Salah, only replacing Calvert-Lewin with Mitrovic and Robbo with a 4. So great wager. We mentioned this before. So you're right. I also could have Salah by doing that. You're losing Robbo, who's like a 180 plus 7 million player. Calvert-Lewin and Mitrovic. Mitrovic is a newly promoted side in a Fulham team that's quite goal shy. And a 4.5 million defender will have to go into my starting 11 for Robbo. So you're saying Robbo plus Calvert-Lewin plus one of my midfielders like Ali, or it'll have to be Havertz, right? Against Salah, Mitrovic, and a 4.5 million defender. Sancho is coming. I love the optimism. My explanation didn't make sense. Well, I just tried again, so I don't know how to explain it any better, mate. Should be exciting. There's a big difference. I feel stressful about it, guys. But I did tweet out yesterday that the start of the season, this is the most stressful time. This is the most annoying and frustrating time because we don't know. You can sit here in 5 weeks. You guys could be back in this stream in a couple of weeks, right? And you could be like, oh my God, you idiot. You went for Havertz? He plays left back for Chelsea. Ali hasn't kicked a ball in 5 weeks. Because we don't know, right? We can only start now. FPL is about adapting and transfers and formation and changes throughout the season. You don't win FPL in week 1, right? So don't worry about it. Just go with the team. So again, I've got no Salah. So yeah, he goes mental against Leeds. He scores 5 goals against Leeds. It's not the end of my season. I've got other lads who are going to get me some points. And, you know, that just happens. That's football, isn't it? Sorry, I'm changing it. Neil, don't do it. Don't do it, Neil. Hey, Dred. Welcome back, buddy. Thank you. Nice team. Thanks for the compliment. Obviously, as people that post their teams and stuff all the time, it's always going to get ridiculed. Like, on Twitter, you never see someone post a team and it's like 100 likes and everyone's like, oh my God, this is the team. I will change my team to this is the only team everyone should have. Football's opinion, isn't it? And that's the beauty of it. Your field is getting too shredded. Maybe you should take out Salah if you've got him. Change for Armstrong. Say Maximan. Oh, you didn't get a notification. No worries, mate. We're still knocking about. I mentioned about Lundstrom. Don't get him. Salah, already talked about him. What's my view on Charlie Taylor of Burnley? He's sat on my bench. Wilson, great option. Needs time to get into the team. Justin for Leicester starting. I mentioned earlier, possibly, but very short term. No transfer during the stream. Congratulations, Sean. That is some that's ending with some what's one more thing? Willpower. There you go, willpower. And you get there in the end. Think about Doherty at the back against Everton. Talked about Doherty before. I want to wait and see for him to win a Spurs shirt. I've not seen him in a Mourinho side yet. Is he going to play exactly like he did at Wolves? Great option. If not, I'll wait and see. Monago will start. I don't know about Finagre. Okay, possibly. Don't Doherty mentioned. Lundstrom already said. What's my bench? No cash at the minute. My first transfer will be Werner to Martial. This is my bench. It should be full playing. Lewis might make way for Lascelles because I need to check out some Newcastle fans and forums and stuff for them to tell me, oh yeah, like, because then Newcastle fans might be like, oh my god, like Lewis is going to walk into this team. Like Wilson is going to play. Fraser's probably going to play, right? Lewis, oh no, maybe he'll get rotated out, so I'll change him for Lascelles. I need to talk to some Newcastle people for that one. Davis or Dyer? I'd probably actually go Dyer. People think about bonus points from passing. I think they're going to be the same. I don't think they offer too much attacking difference. I think they're really, really similar. Is it good to put Mitrovic? No. It depends. I mean, play him every week, made the start. He was in my draft. He was in one of my early drafts. He's a good option. I won't say good. I'd say he's an enabler. So he's not too bad. Fell to 16,702. 16,000. Oh, yeah, that did hit you hard. Havertz is an outsider captain pick. No, not nailed quite yet. Dante, exactly. Yes. Saka, good midfielder. No, not nailed. Few about Charlie Taylor. Already said. Rodrigo, he's good. Doesn't score a lot of goals. Bielsa's come out and said that he's ready to play, but don't trust a newly promoted side. Should you play Shea Adams or ASM? Oh, or not both. Abhishek, what's your team if you're going to bench one of them? I'd play both of them. Son or Ali? I'm going for Ali for money. Son or Ali, I think, are great options. If money wasn't an option, but every decision you make, money is an option, I'd go Heung-min Son. Only transfer you booked in is over to KDB. Welcome to 99% of the game, Sean. We're all going to do the same thing. It's not a diary. It's a bloody big book. Is that on notes? I don't know. Son, Ali, Kane, question mark. In that order. I just thought of the Gareth Bale thing, right? What is it? Wales, golf, Madrid, in that order. Son, Ali, Kane, in that order. Actually, that's a lie. I think they're all good options. Kane is expensive, but Kane's great because you can go to any other forward in the game from Harry Kane. Wilson, already said about. Good option, not ready. Maybe not ready, so I'm not ready to have him. I don't know if he's in the team. Vardy or Werner? Vardy's... If I had 0.5 million, and I'm not ripping my team up to get Jamie Vardy in... Excuse me. I'm not doing it. If it was a straight shoot between Werner and Jamie Vardy, right now, I would have Jamie Vardy. I don't have 0.5 million, and I'm not ripping up a team for one player. What's my bench? Walton... Backup Brighton keeper, so I've got Ryan. Lewis at Newcastle, Basuma at Brighton, Taylor at Burnley. Adams versus Ings. Robertson and Alexander-Arnold. Yeah, I've got them both. Is that a question? ZH won't make it to check them. Yep, and I didn't think he would. I will, of course, be this is my team now, guys, but I mean, if Aubameyang's out injured, I'm obviously not going to have him in my team tomorrow, so that's going to be, let's just put that out there. Opinion on Wolves defence for game week 1. Actually, I think Wolves, Sheffield United, so it could be a clean sheet, but they're Manchester City, so not ideal. Not ideal at all. ZH out for 2 game weeks, well, there you go. Havertz, he's your man. Haaland, Basuma, Mitchell, Taylor. Not a bad bench. Is going out with the Chelsea players too risky? No. I actually spoke to FPL Raptor. Now, he's like a psychologist. That's his area of expertise. And he does really good threads about the psychological aspects of the game. And I gave him the question and I said, what is going to be the impact? So remember, fantasy and players and stuff, all the expert players don't just look at stats. They look at things like... I was genuinely partially put off Aubameyang because his contract's not signed yet. Players sign contracts, they improve. Players have contract disputes or their future is in doubt, they play at a lower level. So with Chelsea, my issue was, new players, are they going to be gelling together? And what about the lads that are currently there? The young lads like Abraham and Mount got them Champions League football. And let's just say they're on 50 grand a week. And Chelsea's gone out there and they've spent hundreds of millions of pounds and paying hundreds of thousands of pounds a week on new players to replace them. What's that squad harmony going to be like? So is it risky to go out with Chelsea at the start? No, because we don't know if they've gelled yet, and we don't know. So you got Ziyech, Havertz, Werner walking in on so much money, and they're kicking out the side of like Mount, maybe kicking out the likes of Abraham and Mount and lads that have been there and got them Champions League. Are they all going to be close? Is there going to be some factions in there? Like typical Taylor or Lamberty. If they're both nailed, Lamberty's great because he's right back or maybe even right mid. But Potter likes to tinker, so I'd say Taylor. Oh, that was a little rhyme there, sort of thing, wasn't it? Tinker Taylor, Soldier Spy. Let's move on. I think you should go for Rashford rather than Fernandes. I agree. $1 million cheaper, and he's up front. Harvey Barnes, not nailed, comes on quite a lot, but also goes off quite a lot. Salah's the one-way punt. You say yes for me, but for Aubameyang, not with Aubameyang. You wanted Rashford. I missed that. Why did it jump down there? Oh, damn it. Oh, I found it. There we go. Wanted Rashford, but just worrying about Fernandes carrying on scoring form. Yes, but I don't want to say a lot of them were penalties, but they could still get lots of penalties. But it's $1 million cheaper, and he gets more points for goals. And he plays up front, really, Rashford, doesn't he? Son or Ali, please help. Son, if you've got the money, but Ali, if you want to save a bit. Thoughts on Batshuayi? $6 million. Good. Not ready. What's the bench? I did answer that already. No cash in the bank at the minute. This is as close as we're going to be to rank 1 all year. I've been on -1 on the app at some point. Yes, and I will have that problem. Yeah, I will be hiding behind the sofa when he plays. No money left over. Yes, Zaha stays. Yeah, go on, Neil, get him. And then you can come back next week and say, oh my God, what was I thinking having Zaha? No news on Vinagre, Kane or Werner. Ooh, long-term Kane. Calvert or Wilson? Calvert. Shea or Mitrovic? Shea. Hey, Rob, how you doing, mate? How's it going, Mr. Moore? Jimenez or Ings? I'm going for Jimenez. Oh, no, I'm not. That's a complete lie, guys. I'm going for Ings. Jimenez is a fantastic player, and I love him. But Sheffield United is not an easy game defensively. Then he's got Manchester City, so it's a wait for me. Scoring out option at 5.5. No, not yet. Don't know if he's ready. Don't know what he's going to do in the Everton formation. I should transfer in Salah or Mane against Leeds. Don't depend completely on Liverpool's sense. No, Omar. During a live stream, why don't you get copyright strikes? Why would I get copyright strikes? I'm not doing anything copyrighty. Decore, no. Havertz won't start against Brighton. Opinion, nice team. Thanks, Penguin. Showing my team before each game week. Yes, team selection videos on the channel every week. Is Ward-Prowse a good pick for $6 million? Not bad, Jack, if you're going to play him. If you're going to keep him and play him, yeah, I think he's a pretty decent option. Not the worst. Why Basuma instead of Stevens? He's a little bit spicier. You know, everyone has Stevens every year. 4.5 million lad. Sits on your bench getting 2 points every week. Basuma just might give me a little bit something else. DCL, one to watch? Nah, one to have in your team right now. You got Aubameyang, Barnes, Ali, Havertz, ACN, Adams, Werner, DCL. So what's your defence then? 3 at the back, all 4.5 millions. What's going on? Get Barnes out. No, I'm joking. Do what you want, mate. But benching ASM against a shaky West Ham and Shea Adams against Crystal Palace, I'd be kicking myself if I had that choice, but it's a good problem to have. Cheers, Sean. Thanks for coming in, mate. As always, appreciate everyone here. Salah's chasing 100 goals tomorrow. Don't say it. Don't say things like that. That's my last decision, Aubameyang or Salah. I'm just like, oh, what? If I'd have asked myself that question last year, I'd be like, you idiot, of course you're going to go for Mo Salah. And I was like, well, he's a midfielder now, but he's got Fulham away, and Fulham are like they're weaker than Norwich. But Arsenal just always find a way to let you down, just like Everton do. Chelsea new player sign? I don't know. That's why it's a risk. Callum Wilson will start. I don't think he's going to start the first one. How is Batshuayi not ready? He's back 2 goals for Belgium. Because Gary, he's not played with Crystal Palace, right? That's why I think he's not ready. Also, I mean, let's be fair for Ayew and Benteke. They're a nice little partnership. You can't just have a like coming on loan. He could play, yeah, but he's not used to Crystal Palace and I know he's been there before in the past, but he's not got the Crystal Palace tactics and pre-season and knows the lads now. Thoughts on Sam Fernandes on benching? You'll be able to find the Pookie of the year. That's a big if. That is a big if, isn't it? Like, you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself there. Jimenez minutes this year because of Fabio Silva. No, if anything, I think Fabio Silva will play with Jimenez. Jimenez is the undoubted striker for Wolves. Undoubted. I just think the first two fixtures are not easy. Rodrigo Mitrovic. Rodrigo's going to be the striker for Leeds. Mitrovic is the talisman for Fulham right now. So I'd probably go Mitrovic, even though I still don't like that choice. Traore at 6.5, it's a steal. Not for me because he's possibly going to play at right wing back, not at right wing. So he's going to be more like a defender. Will McBurney start in the Sheffield? Oh, God. I think so, but why are you looking at McBurney? I mean, go for it. Why not? But no. Will Shadham start? Don't know. Possible. Someone for Zaha to assist. Go on, Neil. I hope he does it. I hope he does it for you, mate. Zaha hat-trick incoming against my Walker Peters defender. That is what you would love to see. Ayling and Mitchell, who is better? Ayling. But he's 0.5 million more expensive. So could Rodrigo be the Pookie? No idea. He could be the Pookie. He could be the Cameron Jerome. Who knows? Might play it right. Oh, yeah, I just said that. Batshuayi or Mitrovic. Batshuayi. There, that's a good option, isn't it? There you are. But I don't know if he's ready for game week 1. I mentioned that earlier to Gary. Will Pulisic start? Don't know. Will Kai start? Don't know. Why don't I have Salah? Mentioned it a lot. Spreading the funds around. Havertz? Don't know. Are you asking me why I've got him? Because I'm excited by him. Could be a great, great player. The Palace fixtures are so... Don't do it. I had Zaha. How many... Like, come on, guys. Show of hands. Who's had Zaha in their team because they're good fixtures? At some point in the last few years, who has put Wilfred Zaha in their team because they had good fixtures? How many times has it paid off? Raise your hands. Maybe once. One return. The end. That's it. Son or Havertz? Son. Will Wilson start? Don't know. Why Ali not Son? It's $1 million cheaper, and Ali should play as the number 10. Son might be pushed out wide if Harry Kane goes down the middle. If it's 2 up front, Son and Kane, excellent. But Son will probably be playing on the wing. Worth it to have both Ferguson and Mitchell? No way at all, because Ferguson's not ready. He hasn't kicked a ball since like January, and Mitchell will be in the team for a little bit till PVA comes back. Talked about Shea Adams. A lot of people love him. I'm not a huge fan. Hi, Ryan. Nice to see you, mate. It's his time to shine. I love the optimism on Neil. That's great. What's on the bench? Joined late. Lewis, Basuma, Taylor with backup Brighton keeper Walton because I've got Ryan as my goalkeeper. No money in the bank. Werner to Martial is penciled in. Hey Roger, how you doing, buddy? Who'll be the top goal scorer this season? Good question. Who's going to be the top goal scorer this season? Probably... My heart says Aguero. I just think he's so good. Oh, you mean FPL goal scorer? Be a midfielder. Salah, probably. Yes, I don't have him, okay? Alright, I don't have Salah. Yeah, but he might be the top scorer. Alright, but it's a marathon, not a sprint, guys, okay? Havertz could be a great pick because Werner tends to move left. And now, man, I've said the same thing before. Everyone's like, oh yeah, Werner's playing down the middle. Is he? Because he's played a lot on the wing before. And he's not always, stat-wise, not great as a solo lad down the middle. So could be a great pick. William for Auber. Frees up loads of cash. Have Arsenal player. Oh, Steve, I don't know. I'd rather go Pepe. Ayew, Jordan Ayew, no. Actually, is he sick? If he's 6 million, no. He was such a good 5 million option last year, Jordan Ayew. 6 million, no. I take it back. Yeah, why not? Jordan Ayew. And then Neil can have Zaha, you can have Ayew. Oh, wouldn't it be perfect if they linked up? Will Wilson start? Already said, don't know, buddy. Nobody touched part of the bus relegation battle Palace players. And I genuinely have them going down as the third relegated team. Should you get Jimenez? God, that's when you know your eyes are going, guys. Raul Jimenez for game week 3 could be a great option. Keep an eye on for the first 2 game weeks. Who gets more clean sheets, Southampton or Brighton? That is a question we're all asking. Hopefully, I'm hoping it's similar because I've got Kyle Walker-Peters and I've got Ryan. Who do I think? I don't know, because both of them have slightly improved their defence. Saliba's gone to Southampton. White has improved and gone back to Brighton. No, Saliba's at Southampton and White has gone back to Brighton, so could be good. Oba for the Golden Boot. Possible. Leeds were beaten 3-1 in pre-season. Imagine what Liverpool attackers would do. No offence, Leeds fans. I'm genuinely, because I could have the opportunity. So when I'm saying no Salah, it's not necessarily because of Salah. It's because of the money, right? I don't want 12 million lads in my team right now. And I just trust Liverpool more than I trust Arsenal. But Aubameyang, a chance to own Aubameyang as a midfield captain against Fulham, who are maybe one of the weakest promoted teams. Any other fixture Liverpool would have or Arsenal would have, it would be so much easier. But they've both got newly promoted teams. It's so close, guys. I think honestly, whatever decision you make, it's not wrong because you can't captain both of them, can you? Pepe says the man without Salah. Yeah, but I'm not selling Aubameyang for Willian. Davis Ali Doherty son. Well, that's not fair. Is it? You can't say Davis or Ali and then Doherty versus, or is that like your players? Trent Walker-Peters, Lewis, just doing that with Gordon, Gordon, Mitrovic. That's your whole squad, right? That's not. Yeah, it's the whole squad. Not too bad, Robert. I think it's fine. Solid. Seen similar teams like that. What do I think about having 3 players from the same team? Nicola, I mentioned that earlier. I don't have 3 players from the same team. That's why Ryan is my goalkeeper, not McCarthy. For that reason, because if a player bangs for a team, I want to be able to jump on them. I don't want to transfer a Southampton player out to put one in. Vardy's differential option mentioned earlier could be a great option. West Brom, right? Oh, have I gone back? Was that repeating? Lundstrom again? No. Lundstrom. No. Hey Neil, cheers buddy. Found the Discord. Yes, get on in there. Arnold captain? No, he's vice captain. He's my vice at the minute. I'm not afraid of anything in FPL, Yusuf. There you go. I'm not afraid of anything. No, because I said earlier I want their attacking returns. You only have 6.5 million forward. Who should you take? Oh, I want to say Callum Wilson, but I don't think he's going to be ready for game week 1. What's my Man United plan anyway? Werner out, Martial in. Just going to go with 1 for now. Oh yeah, Saliba's the Arsenal one. That's it. Sorry, yeah, Salisu, the guy from Real Valladolid. Hey, Dirk, that's what I said. I said Wilson. Maitland, Niles, and Pulisic. I'm not sold on Maitland, Niles. I don't know if he's nailed. And Pulisic, maybe not fit yet. Ali's going with no TAA or Werner. Vardy, Kane, Wilson up front. Salah, captain, Alba, vice. How do I feel about that? Brave. People think I'm brave going with no Mo Salah at the moment. I'll only do Mo Salah to Aubameyang. I'm not ripping up this team. You are brave for no Trent Alexander-Arnold. Havertz or Pulisic? I'm going Pulisic. No, that's a lie again. I'm going Havertz. It's right there on the screen. Do you keep Ferguson on your bench until he's fit? Yes. What's the Discord? It's in the description below. I can't see it because I'm not looking at my YouTube page that you are looking at to watch the video. I'm looking at like the streamer page so I can look at the chat. Bench, yep, I'll scroll down. People asked me to zoom in earlier to see my team, and then everyone wants to see my bench now. Game week 3 to 10, Fernandes and Morpay, Jota, or Mahrez Greenwood. Oh, epic sounds. Mahrez has got coronavirus right now, so it's a bit iffy. But if, let's just say they're fully fit, I love the Mahrez Greenwood punt. Mahrez, when he plays, has huge potential. Greenwood, hopefully he's going to play, great potential. More than I think Fernandes and Morpay. Wilson versus Adams. If you told me right now they're both playing, I would go for Wilson. Werner price drop for game week 2. That's what I think, because I think a lot of people are going to go to Martial. Oh, Dirk, you've just said the same as me again there, mate. I copied you this time. Thoughts on Stevens, the 4.5 midfielder? Yeah, sits on your bench, gets 2 points every week. He's a wonderful guy. Who would I choose, Justin or Vinagre? Right now, probably Justin, because Vinagre, yeah, he might get something against Sheffield United, and he might be playing for a slightly longer amount of game weeks, but I think both of them are transfers out waiting to happen. And Vinagre's got Man City in game week 2, so Shadams to start, I think so. Someone to choose from. Yes, you chose Ali over Son, but isn't Son a better option? I did say if I wanted to change it around and get Son, probably, but Ali has some pretty good stats from last season. You're scared of Warner and Son price drop. Yeah, but that's why I'm taking Werner out. I'm taking Werner out after game week 1 anyway, so doesn't matter to me. Rate my team. Trent coming in for game week. McCarthy, Walker Peters, Oliver Owell. Wow, that's a different one. Toby, is he nailed? Is Toby going to play for Spurs? Reece James, is he nailed? I don't know. Ali, Havertz, Salah, Aubameyang. Yeah, that's a great midfield. Yeah, great. Good team. You've got no Trent there. Don't think I didn't notice that there's no Trent there. 3C Aubameyang. Captain Aubameyang. I don't know what 3C. 3C here means like an electronic product. What 4.5 midfielders will play game week 1? You want to have sure. Oh, I just wouldn't start FPL with a 4.5 million midfielder. Oh, James for sure later. Okay. Well, that could be nailed. Mitrovic as a differential. He's not a differential. He's got like quite high ownership, doesn't he? Mitrovic has got quite high ownership. 18%. I'm going to say 18%. I'm going to be wrong. 25% is not a differential. Mitrovic is not a differential. Harvey Barnes and a 4.5 million striker or 4.5 million midfielder Wilson. 4.5 midfielder and Wilson, because Harvey Barnes might get rotated out or not even play. Wilson in the future, maybe not game week 1, should play, and if he doesn't, that 4.5 midfielder will get you 2 points. A 4.5 million striker will probably not even play. Do I know if Jamal Lewis is nailed for Newcastle? I don't, Roger. That's why I need to check with some Newcastle fans, and then I'll go Lascelles. I talked about that earlier, Roger, but yeah, exactly. That's it. That's what I'm going. White Ali over Son. Talked about it before. Cheaper. Plays at the number 10. Should be now with Højbjerg coming in. Who am I going to captain while City and Liverpool aren't great captain choices for Martial, because he should be in my team. And why not? Dele Alli. Why not? Who knows? And also, so he says City and Liverpool aren't great captain choices in the first 6 weeks. We don't have Liverpool. Chelsea have got some decent ones. Palace at home and West Brom away for Kai if he's playing in a nice position. And if he's not, I'll change it for one who is. Or I just trust like KDB to do it. But that's my tactic. I'm just going to captain players against bottom 6 teams. KDB and Foden from week 2. Thoughts? Good. But be careful with Foden and Greenwood because he could be getting punished. Foden, not nailed, but 6.5 million. His potential is huge. Is Havertz nailed on? Not. No, I don't know if he's nailed on. That's my punt. Van der Beek, opinions. He could play the 10. He could play the 9. Could play 7, could play anything, and that's why I'm not sure on him, nah man, because he could play anywhere, and I don't know how attacking he's going to be. Trent will come in for Oldworld. Okay, yeah, that's good. When is it best to do the free hit for a blank, and it's better to do your bench boost for a double game week? But that's standard practice. That's like you might not be able to do that like every year, right? KDB or Fernandez for game week. Oh, KDB. He's the best player in the game. Player of the year last year. But, and it's a million difference. It's not like 2 million like it is for some others. Basuma over Stevens. I'm going Basuma over Stevens. He's just a bit more spicy, isn't he? I think he'll learn yeah, and remember guys, the first squad that you start with is not it. Like, we've got no form really. Yeah, you got some form from last season to choose from. Some new signings. But, you know, the first part is the most difficult because you're going in blind. Yeah, no worries. I tried to answer everyone. It goes a little bit fast sometimes. How is Son as a captaincy choice? For this game week, I wouldn't. But for the future, yeah. I mean, I've captained him for a marvellous -2. So I really enjoyed that one. Really enjoyed it. It was a great week. Justin or Lascelles. Long-term Lascelles, short-term Justin. But Lascelles has got West Ham and Brighton, so that's not too bad. Dendonka versus Rice. Dendonka. Everyone forgot about Maddison. He's still injured though, isn't he? Posted and rate your team. See what I think. I'll check that later, bud. Mane or Salah? Salah. The great options, but Salah could be on pens and free kicks and sometimes corners. But and he's the chosen one, right? So yeah. Lightweight forward, Wilson, Mitro, Bamford. Ooh, that is light. That is light. Wolves, great. Game week 3, 7. Any plans on attackers? Jota, for me, no. It'll just be Jimenez for Ings. Thoughts on Digne? Great player. I think he's a little bit overpriced. Everton have made some great signings, but not in defence, so I might not trust some clean sheets, but he's good. Do I think Pulisic will start in the first week? I'm not sure. Richarlison, safe option? Yeah, Richarlison's not getting dropped. God, he's not. I'd be mega surprised if he's dropped. Ings and Saint Maximin or Son and Justin. Well, I have Ings and Saint Maximin, so I'm going to be biased there. So I'm going to say Ings and Alex Saint Maximin. But it's between those two choices, maybe I'd say Son and Justin. But you've given me a striker and a midfielder and a defender, so it's quite tough to say. Difficult. Son and Justin. Yeah, let's go with that. Bowen or Wilson or Mopé. Wilson. But I don't think he's ready. I said that earlier. I'm repeating myself. Zaha. Let's have Zaha. Hey, I was a big Antonio guy around the time when no, mine was Snodgrass when he banged it, because he came on against Sheffield United. I was like, boy, yeah, he makes a massive difference. Brought him in and boom, got to go. Steve, no worries, mate. Good to hear you. Thank you for coming in, and try not to tinker too much. Who are my subs? I'll scroll down again. There you go. Why many people choosing St. Maximin? It could be number 10. He's such a nice guy and he's really cool to watch. Yes, he's not got the best stats, but for 5.5 million, you can't expect too much. Lascelles, Justin or Walker Peters? Walker Peters. Thoughts on Richarlison? Good, but I'm going DCL because he's cheaper, and Richarlison might sometimes drift out wide, but DCL will definitely just play down the middle. McCarthy, Arnold, Walker Peters, Justin Robertson, Son, Salah, Bamian. Yeah, pretty solid pairs. Seen similar teams. Don't think it's too bad. You want to get a midfielder from Chelsea, so not going Werner. That's fine. I think Pulisic will have a great season. I agree. I don't know if he's ready for game week 1. Liverpool fixtures don't scream clean sheet, but I'm going against the ownerships. Thought, yeah, sure choice. Ali, I've got double Liverpool defence, but again, I keep saying I'm not going just for clean sheets from Robertson and Trent. Right? You can get attacking returns from these boys. 10.5 Harry Kane, not for me. Not for me. I think there are too many good options out there. Salah or Bamian for KDB. Yes, that's what I would be doing. That is everyone's plan, I think. Interesting Wolves press conference for Vinagre news. That's when you know you're a real FPL player, right? When you're waiting for the Wolves press conference to see who's going to be playing left wing back. I love it. Egan, decent. I don't trust Sheffield United this season. I think they're going to struggle. I don't know why. That's just my own personal feeling. Best 6 million midfielder. People are quite liking James Ward-Prowse. Rodriguez. Burnley Rodriguez. Oh, James Rodriguez. I mean, something Rodriguez. James Rodriguez, don't know if he's ready. Minamino, waste of a Liverpool space. Justin, talked about him, short term, good. Davis, good. Don't always trust Spurs defence. Would I have Shea Adams over St. Maximin? Personally, no. I like St. Maximin. Son can be a bad option, top to play Europa League. Yeah, but Son's not going to play every minute of that. Seriously without Salah? Yes, seriously. Messi? Oh, I wish. Wouldn't that be great if... And we all would have Messi, because it's Messi, and then you can say, oh, I had Messi in my team. Isn't this great? Show my defender. There you go. Showing it right now. Why not a Leeds defender? Because I don't know Leeds well enough, and they've got really difficult fixtures for like the first 10 games. Shea Adams over Mitrovic? Yes. If I could have one Saint... Shea Adams. Oh, I already said that, yeah. Baldock, expensive. Am I just rereading this? I don't know what's going on here. Doherty, a good defensive option. I'm waiting to see how Spurs use him, but he could be a great option. Dunk, Brighton, difficult fixtures. I've got Ryan, don't want to double up. Best 5.5 midfield. Alex Saint-Maximin, in my opinion. What about Vardy? Great. I would have him if I could afford 0.5 million, and I wouldn't go with Werner. That would be my punt for the week. Calvert or Richard? I'm going Calvert. Both are decent options. Calvert should always stay down the middle. Salah and Wilson or Havertz and Ings? Salah and Wilson. Worth it to save 1.5 to be able to change some to Bruno? Yes. I think that would be a very good move. Barnes for Ali and Richarlison for Calvert. Barnes for Ali. That doesn't make sense financially. Barnes in for Ali and Richarlison in for Calvert-Lewin. Are you spending more money on both fronts there? I don't quite understand the question. Stevens or Basuma? I'm going Basuma. Captain Kane? Go for it. Can I shout out Ethan Tan? Ethan Tan! There you go. Thoughts on Spurs' potential 9 games in 20 odd days? I think guys will get rested. Simple. Best midfield leave is 6.5 million below. Oh, there's quite a lot there. There's quite a lot that I can't suggest all of them. Thoughts on Lewis at 4.5? He's on my bench right now. I'm going to double check if he's nailed. Is Stevens a good option? No, he's not a good option, but he's a guy who plays or sit on your bench every week. Batshuayi, talked to Ryan before. Good punt when he plays. Salah over Mane. Game week 2 plan. Werner out. Martial in. Johnson or Ferguson for the second bench spot. Both aren't good. I don't think they'll play, but I'd go Ferguson because long term he might come in. Would I have Martial and Son or Bruno and Shea? Martial and Son every day of the week. Barnes got better starting fixtures than Ali. Yeah, but Barnes gets rotated out. Pulisic could score. He can. He might not play. Thoughts on Zaha? Ask Neil. No. Mitrovic? No. Adama Traore or not? No. He's going to play right wing back. Should you make any changes? What? So yeah, go with who you want to play, mate. Go with who you want to play. What about Burt? Good option. New to the team. Don't know him well enough. Sheffield United attacking up assets don't interest me. Leicester got better fixtures than Spurs. And Richarlison for Everton, good fixtures. Yeah, true. But I'm a little bit shaky on Leicester at the minute. Remember, the second half, we're not talking about the last 5 games for Leicester. We're not talking about the last 10 games for Leicester. We're talking about literally half of the season. Leicester would have been a mid-table team. The last 19 games of the season, they would have been a mid-table team. I don't trust Leicester at the minute. Ali or Son, mentioned it before. I just don't want to repeat some of the questions. No Salah, really? Yeah. I don't know if I'm repeating this because or people just retyping the same stuff. Yes, I don't have Mo Salah. I've not had him in for a long time. But I'm probably going to bring him for Aubameyang. That's my last decision I'm going to make. That and Lascelles versus Lewis because I want to make sure Lewis is going to play for Newcastle at some point. Salish, thanks. Good luck for the season, mate. I hope we'll have quite a good one. Jimenez, Werner, Ings, great front three. I had that front three myself, Alex, but then I need a little bit more money and Wolves don't have an easy start to the season. What's my take on Robbo and Trent? They're both in my team right now. That's why I don't have Salah. Can I explain my Calvert-Lewin pick? Yes, he's 7 million. He's actually got good midfielders behind him with some creativity. He's only 7 million. Don't just think of the last 8 games of the season. He's going to be their number 9. He's going to get the ball on his head. He's going to get 20 goals this season. I regret that last statement. I think he's a good option at 7 million. Wilson, when he's fit and gets into the Newcastle team, good, 6.5. Why am I spending so much on defenders? Because their value for their price, you can't beat them. 180 points for Robertson, 210 points or whatever for Trent. You're going to have to spend 9-10 million on midfielders and strikers if you want that. Decore, mentioned it before, gonna wait to see how he fits into Everton's tactical situation. Best differential player, I've got Ali at like 3%. That's quite differential, I'd say. Already talked about Salah and Son. Money, spreading the funds. Bowen, not interested in West Ham. Ryan, Chelsea or McCarthy. Well, I go McCarthy over Palace, but I don't have a goalkeeper for one game week, right? First week's goal prediction, no idea. No idea, because we don't know what... These guys are supposed to be nailed on. They might not even play. So I can't say. 50. There you go. there's my guess. Cody or Saiz. I'd actually go Cody, because, interesting fact, guys, Cody has played every minute of Premier League football for the last 2 seasons. He has not missed a minute of Premier League action. So if you want nailed on, if there is one player nailed on in the entire Premier League in the outfield position, it's probably Cody at Wolves, because he's not missed a minute of Premier League football in 2 years. Lundstrom, talked about him, no way. Coutinho, 5.5. Not too bad, actually. Not too bad, but difficult first 2 games. Wilson, talked about him. Good option when he's in the team. Havertz or Wilson? Oh, Havertz, I'd say, for me. Best Wolves defence option? Oh, it's not ideal, is it, guys? Wolves in defence at the minute. Let's just go Cody, I guess. I don't know. Or Saiz. Thanks, mate. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Should you sign Doherty, please? I had him. I took him out, so I've got 3 at the back. Depends on your funds. I'm waiting and seeing to see how Mourinho is going to use him. I don't know how he's going to fit into that Spurs team. How am I bringing in United City players? Mentioned it earlier. First transfer, Werner out, Martial in. Next transfer, Aubameyang or Salah out, KDB or Sterling in. There you go. 2 players right there. Martial can be changed by Igalo. Come on, Epics. Martial is nailed. Is Igalo even there? I thought Igalo was on loan and he's gone back. Werner can get replaced by like Tammy Abraham, or Martial can get replaced by Igalo. Come on. That is nailed on. I'm not even saying Werner's not nailed on, but 60, 70 minutes I'm going to be going on. If Werner's not scored, oh God, he's coming off. Tammy Abraham's going to come on. Or until Giroud goes to maybe Juventus, Giroud's going to come on. You're not going to say, you're not scared Martial's going to get benched for Igalo until like the 87th minute. And if he's not scored by then he's had 87 minutes, that's his own fault. Vinagre, talked about him short term. Do I recommend Pulisic? If he plays, yes. Davis for $1 million. I was going to do that with Eric Dyer. I just want to wait and see what he does for Spurs. I mean, I don't even know if he's going to play game week 1. Thoughts on Saka? Not nailed. Ignoring my team, who's the best captain choice for game week 1? Aubameyang. That's why he's in my team. He's probably going to go out for Salah, guys. I'm not going to lie. I just don't trust. There's no trust with Arsenal. I don't even trust Aubameyang. I think he's a great option, but Salah would be out in game week 3 anyway for a Man City player, probably. Everton can play 4-2-3-1, Richarlison get pushed out to the left. Exactly, I said the same thing. If Calvert plays, he is straight down the middle. Richarlison can be a winger. What if Salah scores a hat-trick? You taking that risk? What if Aubameyang scores a hat-trick? What if Trent scores a hat-trick? You can't play that game, really, can you? What if? You know? What if my auntie had balls? She'd be my uncle. Would I play Vardy for game week 1? Werner for... Oh, and to buy Werner for 3? Okay. Yeah, probably, because if Werner's going to go down in price, but Vardy could also go down in price. Stevens, yeah. Stevens was really good last year, wasn't he? Decent. Quite a lot of Southampton in there, Taj. Not going to lie. Thoughts on Tierney? Too expensive. Could play left centre-back. Mitchell, Robertson, Doherty, Baldock, Douglas in defence. What do I think? Well, Mitchell is barely going to play. And Douglas is barely going to play. So that's 2 issues you have right there. What would you have Davis and save? Oh, I already answered that one. If Martinez goes to Villa, should we consider him? Possibly. 4.5 million is a good goalkeeper. Don't trust Villa defensively. What about Phil Jones and Lingard? Get him in your team. Triple captain Lingard in your first season. Check Reddit, guys. There's a very funny thread about someone who says why you should triple captain Lingard. Werner or Vardy? Money-wise, I probably for 1 week would go Vardy. But if you're scared about rank already, Werner, because Werner's like 50% owned, right? Should you captain Salah? Really skeptical. Don't change now. Don't change now, man. I was going to change with you, and I was going to go from Aubameyang to Salah. Let's make this decision together, guys. I'm joking. Do your own decisions. Takore, good. Mentioned him before. Minamino, mentioned him before. Both of them, no. Minamino, waste of a space. Oh, that sounds horrible. Waste of a Liverpool space. Takore, don't know how he's going to get used yet. Spurs fans talked about Callum Wilson or Adams. Wilson, when he's fit, already answered that one. Salah scores a hat-trick. Oh, do I answer that one? Already answered that one. What is our highest finish? My highest finish is 1 million. No, I'm joking. I only actually started playing properly last year. I've been playing for over 10 years, but in the past, I just took hits. I just wanted the best team. And I did like weekly things and monthly things. I didn't do like the full FPL season game. So, probably like 100k. Not great. It's football knowledge, but I don't take my own advice. That's my biggest issue. But this will be the year, guys. And you'll be like, oh, Salah, what are you doing? Or Aubameyang, what are you doing? You can't win. You know what I mean? Mane's better than Salah. Ooh, look at that. Shows the bench. There you go. Hey, man, how you doing, mate? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. McCarthy or Ryan. McCarthy. Arnold. Would I have Luke Shaw? No. Mane or Werner? I'd go Mane over Werner. Ali and Son, who has the most attacking threat? Tough to say. Depends if Son's on the wing and Ali's at the 10, I'd say Ali. But if Son's up front with Kane, I'd say Son. Is Dunk from Brighton worth it? No. Not yet, I don't think. Werner, Suchek, Justin, Mitrovic, Adam Robert, Harvey Barnes. Werner, Suchek, Justin, or Mitrovic, Adams, Robbo. Oh, that is a good one, Ivan. That is a good one. That's tasty. I'd go Werner, Suchek, Justin over that one. Harvey Barnes gets rotated out. Drop to sub, one of the only FPLs who read all their comments and answer them. I try, Alex. I'm trying so hard. It's going so fast. Yeah, if you leave a like and subscribe, that's great. I'm not going to keep telling people to do it. I mean, if you want to like and subscribe, you'll do it anyway, right? I do these streams every Friday, just to give you an FYI heads up. Also weekly videos I do as well, team selection videos, and if I have time I'll do like top 3 captaincy picks and team previews and fixture previews. It just depends on time, guys. I'm a full-time worker, right? So I don't always have the time. Why Ali not Son? Already mentioned that before. Playing with 3 forwards, Mitrovic, Werner and Kane. Love from India. Nice. I like that front line. Maybe not Mitrovic, but it's not a terrible option. Salah was the selected captain in the scout selection. Well, that's why I don't work for the scout, isn't it? Have money for Son, but you play 3-5-2. Get Ings, play 3-4-3. What do I recommend? Ings is so good in the first game. He's got Crystal Palace, but Son has a whole list of fixtures that I would choose Son over Ings. Adams, I just think 2 6 million forwards and a 9.5 million forward isn't the way for me. Rodriguez or Barnes, I'd go James Rodriguez just to be that something different. Just give him a try. You might love him. You got no money for Son, but you play 3-5-2. Oh, okay. Yeah, I already said that one. Go for Son. McCarthy or Ramsdale? Ramsdale. I mean, it's 0.5. It's tough to say. Would I have a United defender? No. I know they kept a lot of clean sheets, but I've got nowhere to put them, and I'm not going to take out Robbo or Trent for him. What I might do, I mean, if Man United have an absolute smasher, possible. Views on Vardy, Jimenez or Ings, and why? I mentioned it before, Vardy is a proven goal scorer. He's a fantastic player. Jimenez has a tough start to the season, and Wolves have been buying and selling quite a bit. Danny Ings, if he does anything like he did last year, he's a fantastic player for 8.5 million. He's got like 20 plus goals. Are ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous season. You're locked out of getting Trossard or Morpay with Basuma on my bench. I can live with that. Joe, that's fine. I know I said I'm not going to triple up, and I have, but it's with players that I don't want to play. Like, okay, I can't get Trossard. That's fine by me. There's no one in attack that I'm particularly interested in. Will Kenny start? Oh, I have no idea. Everton, Kenny? Not a clue. Thoughts on Traore? Could be playing wing back, so not as interested. 5 million options. What was it? Højbjerg from earlier, right? Højbjerg at Spurs. Why not? Why not Vinagre? Short term, he's going to get replaced, or Johnny's going to come back, and they don't have an easy start to the season. Why is Vardy underrated this season? I have no idea. I think it's because he's 10 million. If he was 9 million, I think we've seen him a lot in a lot more squads. Thoughts on Leeds? I don't know them well enough. That's why they're not in my team. When am I planning on using my wildcard? Alan, I'm trying to hold on to my wildcard for as long as possible. That's my aim. Egan from Sheffield United, good player. I'm a little bit iffy on Sheffield United. That's why when it was McCarthy versus Ramsdale, I was a little bit having to think about it, to be honest. I'd have a little ponder. As long as Ori did not get out of Spurs, it could be a threat. Exactly, Epics, and that was another one of the reasons why I took him out of my team. Hey D, the one I doing. Timo Werner is your striker as well. He's only going to be with me for a week, but I hope it's a hell of a week. Wildcard, mentioned it before. Thoughts on Traore, mentioned it before. Ali Son, mentioned it before. Justin Walker Peters. Heard rumours that Coleman's position is under threat. John Joe Kelly. The thing with that, it's a rumour, right? Highest rank I said it was probably last year, which was like 100k, which wasn't great, but I was 2.2 million. And like I kept saying, I used to take wild cards without a wild card for the last 9 years before last year. And like, so last year was when I tried to take it more seriously, but for the first quarter of it, I was still making my stupid mistakes of like taking -8 hits whenever I wanted, right? And then before that, the season before that, when I did a little bit of content on YouTube, I was just picking teams, whatever I wanted. I just did whatever the hell I wanted. So I've played the game for 10 years, but I've only done it properly for like 1. Mentioned Barnes, rotation risk. Conqueror mentioned it. I went from 2.2 million. I had an awful start. I was doing stupid things. -4, -8, -4. Not even doing proper things. So I talk about players, I talk about football, and I just wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do my own thing. So stupid. It's so frustrating. And I clawed it. I went on a 14-week green arrow streak, just going right back up, because I took my heart out of it. That was it. Too many times on a Monday morning after a blank, I'm like, oh, get out of my team. You've done nothing this week. Now I'm going to be so much more sensible, because my last 13 game weeks was just a pure sticking with it, and it was really good. A lot of people use him as a placeholder. True, yeah, it could go down in value, but I don't think Son is highly enough owned to be 29%. He's quite high. Yeah, but it's the same with Werner. People have got Werner right now, and they're all going to stand for Martial. That's the risk that you're going to take, right? Do you want the player or do you want the money? Will Martinez start for Arsenal? Leno. Sheffield United, nice fixtures too. Yes, I said earlier I'm a little bit iffy on Sheffield United. Lundstrom in midfield? No. Why do we keep talking about Lundstrom? No. Is Pulisic fit for the first game? Don't know. Harvey Barnes for a 1 week punt? Maybe. Thoughts on Reece James? Great player. If he's nailed, fantastic option. But we're back to that magic word, if. We don't know. That's why you're good for a 6 million. Yes, when he's in the team. Who would I switch? I am switching one out. Martial. Van Dijk at 6.5 seems like a steal. How much was it last year? I think it was 6.5, wasn't he? And I've got double Liverpool defence, but I've got the big boys. Hey, Mr. Tripwire, how you doing, buddy? Come back. Does my channel have a league for us all to join? Yes, guys, it is in the description. The description below. I can't remember what it is, guys, because it's like something like UG462Y or something like that. I don't know what it is. But yeah, description below is the code to join the league. Very brave to go out Salah. I could still have Salah, guys. Like, this isn't like he's not been in my drafts, but if I do have Salah, Aubameyang will be out. So let's just think, hypothetically, guys, if you came into this stream and I had Salah, but I didn't have a Aubameyang, you'd all be saying, oh, you don't have a Aubameyang? And then I'll transfer him out, and then for swap him back, right? Put a Aubameyang back in, take Salah out. The new people in the stream will come in and say, oh, no Salah? Like, what can I do, guys? I need to like take a bunch of people out to do it. I can't have everyone. No one can have everyone. And you can only captain one person. So whoever I decide between Mo Salah and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang will be my captain. So that's my decision I've got to make. Martial in for Werner. That's what I said. You see me in court. You already got me on the busted picture. I already saw it. Thoughts on Zaha? Gee, Tony, you're the third one. Is this Neil on another account asking about Zaha? I already talked about Salah. It's about spreading the funds. It's not Salah personally. It's Salah for the money. Thoughts on size? Decent option, 5 million. Tough start to the season for first two games are easy for Wolves. Shea Adams, Mitchell, Bruno or Son, Martial, Saint. Son, Martial, Saint. Ceballos or Souček? Yeah, that's a pretty good one, I think, actually. If Ceballos is nailed for 5 million, I'd probably have him rather than Souček. Souček, I think he's just so overrated. Why Taylor and no Peters from Burnley? Because I think Taylor's more nailed. Unless I've missed something recently. Who could replace Reece James? Well, Azpilicueta on that side. And Chilwell will be left back. Right, undoubtedly will be left back. So Azpilicueta either goes into middle with Thiago Silva or goes to right back and then rotate out. I don't think Walt Pierce is a good option. You tried him last year. Yeah, but trying people last year, it's like, come on. You can't be like that. Oh, cheers, William. There's the code. OYZI55. I think that's it. Looks familiar. Also means you can't have Doherty. I don't have him at the minute, yeah. Should you use Son and Greenwood or Havertz and Ali? I prefer Son and Greenwood, but the issue there is Greenwood doesn't play a game week 1. What if he doesn't start? What if Havertz doesn't start game week 1? Then I have a guy that doesn't start and Lewis strolls in to the defence against West Ham. So again, that's okay. There's worse games to have. Can Sigurdsson gain the same form? No, I don't even think Sigurdsson's going to play anymore. The banter never stops. It doesn't stop. That's the community, guys. We just have a laugh. We rip each other's teams apart. We say that's a terrible pick and that's a terrible pick. We all talk about football. We always have a laugh. That's fantasy football. That's just not to be so serious, does it? Martial in for Werner. Yes, that's what I'm doing. Newcastle obviously look like good options. They do, don't they? I've even seen people tripling up on Newcastle. And I have panic attacks from last year when we all tripled up on Bournemouth. And look how that ended up. So I ain't doing that. But I know I'm... Alright, guys. I'm doubled up on Newcastle, okay? Alright, I'm doubled up. But one is on my bench and will probably stay on the bench. So before we have any of this in the chat, yeah, fine. I'm doubling up on Newcastle. I'm no saint here. Don't you start? Don't know. Mane or Salah? Salah. Best pick, goalkeeper 4.5. McCarthy. Yes, I've got Ryan, but I want Carl Walker-Peters, so... What's so good about Ali? He's a good football player. Could be playing at the number 10, you see, just behind Harry Kane. What do I think of Salah, though? Zaha, though? I think he's a great player. I do think he's a really good player. Just... He's giving balls to Benteke. Benteke's got like minus XG. Do you know what I mean? Like, whew. What's my thoughts on game week 4? Oh, Conqueror, I'm not even game week 2. I'm not even at game week 3 yet, mate. I have no idea. Anything can happen by game week 4. I could have wildcarded in game week 2, for Christ's sake. I've got no idea. How come I don't... Oh, I missed that. Scrolled away. How come you don't have Mane over Werner and Wilson in attack? How come I don't have Mane over Werner and Wilson in attack? Oh, you mean but here you go, right? I put Werner down to Wilson, and then I move. Someone has to go to Mane, so you're not just saying You're not just saying Werner goes out for Mane. You're going to take out my Dele Alli or my Havertz, right? What do I think of only invited for doing game weeks and getting Werner? Good. Hey, Robski. Love the interaction with the fans. Definitely. Oh, please don't say fans. Just fellow FPL people or something like that. Oh, I hate that. Subs. There you go. Subs. That's fine. Viewers. That's okay. Good preseason. Neil, I thought you'd gone. Have you switched accounts again? Because people are asking about Zaha, and I don't know if you've got a little DM chat going on with people. And they're like, hey, come on. Zaha, are we in? Are we in? Let's get everyone on Zaha. Neil, if I don't see, this is now not looking at the chat, Neil. I'm just looking at you. If I see your team without Zaha in it by deadline tomorrow, I'm not going to be angry, Neil. I'm not going to be angry. I'm just going to be disappointed. That's for you, Neil. Just for you. Can't wait for deadline to get here, make new changes every day. Taj, I'm just the same. I'm just so tired. But I love it. We love it, guys. Come on. You sit on the toilet, or you're there having a cup of tea, or you're there at break time at work or whatever. You've got the app open. You're making a cheeky transfer. Even swapping out Nyland for Walton. You can make every transfer. It's like wild card week, right? It's stressful as hell. But you can do whatever you want. I'm gonna change Walton to Nyland again, and I'm gonna change it back. I can do whatever I want. It's great. It's the love of the game. Changes for the game week 4. Salah or Werner in. Poor. I never said I was bringing in Mo Salah or Werner. I think one Chelsea player is enough. Kai Havertz. He's the man. Captaining TAR Robinson. Good shout, Epics. Trent is my advice right now. It's dangerous, of course. It's dangerous captaining a defender when you've got like Salah, Aubameyang, Mane, Aguero, KDB, Sterling. I don't feel comfortable captaining them. I'm fine with vice captaining them. Werner and Greenwood or Martial and Havertz. Martial Havertz for me. Not serious at all. I love it. It's semi-serious because we are still here for FPL, Taj. That's what it is. yeah. Yes, Neil is going for it. Aspilicueta thoughts. Too expensive for me. Do I think Pulisic? I think Pulisic should start. It depends if he is fit. That's the thing. Depends if he's fit. I can't say yes and no. I won't lie to you guys. I won't lie to you. Okay? Because I need to build up the trust, and then I'll hit you with a terrible suggestion. You all get him in, and I laugh like an evil Bond villain. That's the thing. I've just got to time it right, guys. I'll wait till you're all on your wild cards, and then I'll give you like, get Højbjerg in, and you don't want like Salah and Mane. You wanna triple up. You want to get Kane, Ali, and Son. I know they've not won in 5 games, but you want to they'll turn it around. And then that's it. They'll all be gone. Neil, I don't even have to read your comments. You're just backing Zaha. You better have him now. He's worth 9 million pick. Oh, 9 million. Whoa. Alex, there are so many. Chelsea or Spurs, I'd say. But if United is in this conversation as well, maybe United. Justin Vinagre for now. Start Justin, but short term. Doubling up on Newcastle. Saint and Wilson. We all love a dreamer here. If I had the money, I'd still go Maximan because he's fine and he's fit. Fraser's not played competitive football since March. That intonation means I'm not 100% sure, but I know it's been a long time. Maximan's ready to go. You're missing a little bit of money to balance out your team. Oh yeah, there's the excuses. Used to think it was all banter till it turned out Rob was right about Antonio all along. I was, and that was before, and I didn't get him in. This is exactly what I'm saying when people say about my rank. I point out the players, and I have the ideas and the plans. I don't do it. I just do my own thing. And it's wrong. I should just do what I'm supposed to do. Snodgrass was the killer though, guys. Whoa, I had Snodgrass for his like 20-point haul. called it play by play as well. I felt so good. I strutted into work like Vince McMahon. Start Justin or Mitchell. Justin. Gonna take a chance on him. Oh, Neil's clawed another Zaha lad into the Zaha squad. Thoughts on Maitland-Niles? No, he is playing really well. FPL wise, not too sure. Nailed, not too sure. You and Tony and you're here all laughing next Friday. Am I worried? I'm petrified. I'm terrified. If Zaha nails it. We had it, I can't remember who it was, but someone had said like an outrageous claim, and everyone in the chat, including myself, was like, come on, that's not going to happen. And it happened. But it's one of them, right, where someone calls it out and it happens. But then they call out 50 things, and one thing happens, I'm like, oh, I'm a god. I know everything. Like, if someone would have said every week, Antonio's going to bag a hat-trick this game week, guys, I can feel it. And then when he gets 4 goals against Norwich, and then it's like, told you guys, I told you he was going to get a hat-trick. It's like, yeah, but you told me last week that, you know, Man City were going to score 12 goals, and you told me the week before that, you know, Liverpool were going to lose 5-1 against Norwich. Like, happens all the time. Another one wants to look at my bench. It's lovely. It's a lovely bench. Triple Liverpool defence. Go on. Treat yourself. Treat yourself a little bit. Eric Dyer to start. Let's be honest, guys, alright? Truth time. Truth time now. How many people looked more seriously at Tottenham Hotspur because All or Nothing on Amazon? Be honest. Be honest. How many of you have looked more at Tottenham Hotspur players after watching the Amazon documentary All or Nothing? Me. I wasn't touching Spurs. I've been watching every episode so far. I'm absolutely loving it, and I'm determined Spurs are going to win the league, and Ali's going to be my triple captain in game week 2. That's a lie, that last part. But let's be honest, it's true. I'm disappointed, Conqueror, in Greenwood, because he was on my 6.5 lad sitting on the bench, and then he was a silly little boy in Iceland. Game week 2, I'll have 4 players against each other. Will I? No, Werner's going out. Werner will go out for Martial, so I'll have 3. And that's always going to happen. That happened? That's always going to happen, isn't it? Your players are always going to play your players. If that makes sense. Bellamy nailed. Not sure, buddy. Hey, Rubber Ducky. Rubber Ducky. Having Keita, who do I go for if he's not got points? Oh, Keita. I actually wouldn't start with Keita. Keita. Just not. I did a little thread about why I'm not picking him before for 5.5. I just won't do it. Bruno, great option. Fraser or Maximilian. If I'm talking about the same things here. Hold on. How many transfers do I get? You get 1 transfer. Eric Dyer, great option. Thoughts on Saka, not nailed. What happened to 5 at the back? Nikhil, right at the start of the stream, I showed my old thing here. You can see, and I explained all my decisions why. You can see the base of my team is still pretty much the same. But I did explain why earlier, and it was quite a long explanation, so I'm not going to go back and do it again. Bruce says both Lewis and Wilson are in the squad. Yeah, Fraser's not played for too long. He's not ready. First you're doing FPL in order to try to do your best. Wish you luck. Good luck, Alex. Just not as much luck as I need to do better. So then people say, you didn't get a top 1k rank. You're rubbish. And I need to stick that on the CV. That's what I need to do. Asper nailed. Is he nailed like a little screw in a wooden box? No, not that nailed. He's not that nailed at all. Havertz on Pool 6. Hell, I can't say. I've got to wait to see who's nailed. So don't make the decision now. It's in game week 3 to 5. Problem is 2 away fixtures in 2 and 4 to Chelsea and United. Is that Spurs, right? Oh, Liverpool. Huh? Who's 2 and 4? Chelsea and United. I don't know. Who? Oh yeah, cheers, Mitch. Yeah, we're fine out here. We don't have any new COVID cases out here. Just people coming back from other countries with it. Taj is guilty. Guilty! But yeah, it's good. You guys are having it worse than we are out here. But yeah, it's been good. I'm just tired, man. First 2 weeks back. Takes me a while to get back into the swing of things. And I hope you're doing well as well, buddy. Advice for hits. Big problem I used to have, mate. Too many hits. The top players, the best FPL players, rarely take hits. Now, there are some examples and exceptions to the rules, like Late Riser, for example, takes a lot of hits and often they pay off. But is it worth spending 20 points? No, Alex, no. Would I go Ings and Wilson or Adams and Son? Ings and Wilson. Oh, hold on. Again, they're two different positions, though. You're giving me 2 forwards and a midfield and a forward, so it's tough to say. Hits for long-term only. Yeah, definitely not 20 points. I don't think I could ever recommend 20 points. Unless you've, for some reason, used a wild card and every single one of your players is out for 10 games or something like that. Like Davis or Dyer. Oh, we had this before as well. I would just say, I don't know. Seems like Mourinho loves Eric Dyer, so Eric Dyer. But he also apparently loves Davis, so I think they're really similar. That's what I mentioned before. Zaha. Get Zaha in. Brash just sounds more explosive. True. But he's not fully fit yet, so I don't spend 9.5 million on a player who is not very fit. Watch all day, but gotta go. Thanks a lot for coming in, Jack. I am actually going to stop the stream there, guys. I do appreciate it. It's great. Good luck. Keep an eye on my Twitter. I've made a little graphics video with team selection that'll come out probably tomorrow when I actually definitely have it nailed. My last 2 decisions is going to be Lewis or Lascelles because I want the one who's definitely nailed, and I would prefer Lewis, but I want to make sure it's nailed. And Salah versus Aubameyang, not Salah and Aubameyang. Salah versus Aubameyang is going to be what it is. If you enjoyed it, maybe leave a like and subscribe. If you are new, there will be weekly videos, at least 1 video a week, and I stream same time that I've done today, every Friday, if there's a game on the Saturday, if that makes sense. Like if it's an international break or something like that, I don't do it. I'll answer these before I go. 1 million in the bank, great advice. Zaha, Neil, I'm not answering it. Ali will do well. I'm hoping so. He's in my team. You're all good, Mitch. Got our keys. Oh, you got into a new house. Great news, mate. Waiting for the internet to be installed. Got Sky for the footy. Perfect timing, mate. Take care, everyone. Have a good start. Don't be too stressful. Really, really remember, guys, that it's not where you start. It's where you finish. We have no... You're basing things on little bits of facts and the players that you want right now. So if you have a terrible first game week, don't worry about it. The game of FPL is 38 game weeks long, and you've got wild cards if you need them, and you adapt to the game. We don't know who's in form. Maybe Havertz is terrible in the Premier League. Maybe Werner scores 5 goals a game. We don't know, okay? So just try not to get too stressed out and just enjoy it. Have a bit of fun. Yeah, I've got Havertz. Is he nailed? I don't know. He's exciting me. He looks like a really good player. Just play it how you want to play it, guys. It's as simple as that. And I always say the mantra of my channel for the whole last season, don't get angry at the result, only get frustrated at the decision. Yeah, if you captain Aubameyang, that is a good decision. If he blanks, but it was still the right call. If you go for Salah, it's a good decision. He blanks, it doesn't matter. It was a good call. It's football, anything can happen, and that's why it's the game we love. So, thanks a lot, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Maybe leave a like and subscribe. And as always, have a good one. Good luck. Green arrows. Let's start the season well. Can we can't even get green arrows, can we? Because we all start at rank number 1. This is outrageous. I demand satisfaction. Okay, guys. Take it easy. And yeah, peace out. See you later. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.